All right. What is going on, everybody? Another episode of the Salty Platoon podcast, which I've probably spent the last 20 minutes thinking of a good title that wasn't too long or too stupid or too corny. I don't fucking know. Obviously, if you saw yesterday's video, which was not many of you, I honestly was surprised that video was not shared around as haha still raging, but you know, it is what it is when you barely make content anymore. Oh fuck. There goes my glass. Well, good thing it had nothing in it. So I was gonna have Creamy be in here, but he's playing Hoi 4. So I don't know. And I was gonna have Wolfram be in here, but they seem more interested in a Hoi game than helping a brother out, but whatever. So yeah, again, yesterday, if you saw yesterday's video, I recorded that about 5 times. I almost thought it was 6. I re-recorded that. It went from being like a true like follow-up to the Cash Cow video to kind of just being something else, because I just started going down a path. It was sorry about that. It was honestly better to just kind of go off the cuff than to really like plan anything out with work, and then just kind of just generally around the house. My house life has not been, let's say, the most. I really can't explain it. Basically, my point is I want to make a podcast episode, and I can't, because again, I still live with my parents. As a lot of you know, the economy in America is not doing so hot right now, and particularly where I live in New York, it is very expensive to even get an apartment. So unfortunately, I am still at home. I really wish I could have been moved out by now, but unfortunately, that is not the case. So when it comes to wanting to make a podcast episode, I had to wait until my parents, they went to some graduation party for someone I don't even know, to actually record this. And I wanted to do it last night, but we were drinking a little bit, and it just kind of got too late, and I didn't really know. I mean, probably could have gotten away with a podcast episode at 8 o'clock at night on a Saturday. Not really sure. I'd actually like to do them in the morning, because people, and even though most of my viewership is from America, there are some people in Europe I'd like to have on the podcast as well. I just asked someone actually, but unfortunately, time zones and when I can actually do the podcast, it's kind of hard, so it's kind of unfortunate. I actually had also I had asked Spookston as well, but if you wanted to, because I've talked with him just a little bit, but I don't know where he's been. I don't think he's actually been online the past 24 hours, so he never got my message, which is unfortunate. Kind of annoying. I have to do these a little bit kind of last minute or kind of off the cuff. It's really frustrating when you can't really plan anything out in advance, but I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, but yeah, other than that, I mean, it's just kind of difficult. And so I do have, if you're in the Discord, which I forgot to put the Discord invite link actually in the stream description, but it is actually on my channel page. If you guys want to pop into VC for a few minutes, I have a specific voice chat room that I made right below the general chat to join, and you guys can sit in there. If you want to be dragged up, I might, drag one or two of you up to talk, but otherwise, I mean, it is what it is. But like I said, if you've seen yesterday's video, I did get a little bit ranty. I also had to actually scrap some of my recording because my dad was just making so much fucking noise that I lost my train of thought, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I guess, I mean, really what I wanted to talk about was just a little bit more in depth, I guess. And Creamy, I did see that you guys said your game crashed, so if you two are willing to join VC, actually, well, there you are. I guess I mean, is Hijacks and them willing?
I don't know.
Might as well. Hold on, I'm gonna bring them down here. Okay, that works better.
Welcome to the salty spittoon. How tough are you?
You know what was funny? I was actually rewatching the first episode. Actually, recording them and then uploading them is a lot nicer because I had that little sound bite. That was cool. But remember that one time we recorded the podcast and my audio never worked because Shadowplay fucked up and we just scrapped the podcast up. It was such a good talk and we just scrapped it, which is kind of frustrating.
I'm on More Thunder.
Okay.
Hop on More Thunder.
Are Creamy and Hijacks willing to join or?
I know Creamy wants to.
Oh, maybe he's not at his computer at the moment. But yeah, so I guess I'll introduce. We have Kilted Maniac, also known as Wolfram. I say it in a lot of my videos when we play, and then Tempress.
Shut up, Flathead.
Some of my friends, of course, you've probably heard or seen seen them in some of my videos, of course. But yeah, so I mean, my video, of course, was a little bit more on the rant side, and I think a lot of people that saw that video, of course, I mean, it's not 150,000 views like the actual cash cow video was. Of course, that took a while to accrue that much. I think it was at like 70,000 after like a month or two. A lot of people were watching that video, which is really funny. I'm actually kind of proud of that video because it was the first video essay kind of thing I've ever done. But yeah, I mean, it's just, it is what it is. When I made that video, some of my points in that video are kind of still relevant, but at the same time also irrelevant, I guess you could say. Well, I gotta grab Creamy.
Back.
All right.
Back again.
Creamy. All right. Everyone knows Creamy's been on the podcast before, a local airman. But shit. What was I saying?
Oops.
Also, I just woke up out of like a 3-hour nap. I didn't mean to to go into.
G,
so.
What you doing, G?
Yeah.
You sleeping, G?
Yeah, they were screaming at me. I'm like, they're screaming at me. I'm gonna be dead, and they just didn't come downstairs until. But anyways, that's besides the point.
Now my buddy came over. He's like, "Hey man, you want to take like 3 shots with me for my first birthday?" So I took about 4 shots.
Okay, well.
Ugh.
Don't let the alcohol.
Promise, I'm not gonna get rowdy.
I can't drink today. I have work tomorrow.
I have work tomorrow too, so I'm taking
a
chill pill.
It's gonna be one day.
You
tomorrow.
you might not. It's probably gonna be raining.
Why is there?
No, I don't know. I don't give a shit. Anyways, back on track.
Boop, boop, boop.
Fuck. So anyways, what I was saying, right, was that I was, again, trying to kind of talk about that video as more of a follow-up, which I did cover in the beginning of it, just a little bit. The main takeaway from that, I guess we'll just kind of start with that part and just kind of go a little bit more in depth. From that cash cow video, which, funny enough, the servers, when I mentioned the other day that like the servers have gotten better, well, they got shit again. Because I played the one day, I didn't have any issues, but like they're bad again. They're not as bad as they were when I had made the cash cow video, but I mean, the rubber banding the other day was kind of stupid. So that's still kind of relevant. Today. But some of the other stuff, I mean the community and Gaijin being transparent. I mean, Gaijin has gotten a little better, I guess, just a little bit. I wouldn't say they still haven't just straight up told us how. Like their matchmaking, stuff like that, stuff like the real nitty-gritty stuff that people want to know about. But I guess like the It's Fixed thing, was a good thing. They tell us what they fixed instead of just an update comes out and then everyone has to go scramble around and figure what they did, or a data miner has to do it, or like Gaijin going after data miners. I mean, none of that stuff's really stupid shit's happening anymore. I mean, I guess it's good that they're trying at the very least. And then the one thing I remember, Tech had actually made a video about this, and he was I guess shooting down different points of view or something is what he was going for. And basically he had talked about he clipped my, out of all the stuff I talked about in that video, he had clipped when I had said that War Thunder needs to be rebuilt. Now, I don't believe I mentioned it in yesterday's video because I think it was a part that I cut out. I thought I did, but I can't remember now.
You did mention something about the
that
rebuild
it was
thing.
Yeah, basically. Okay, so then I did, but we'll go into it again anyways. When I had said War Thunder meant to rebuild, that was just a really bad wording on my part when I wrote my script for that video. And I mean, War Thunder, like other games have been, I use the word rebuilt kind of loosely, but I mean, World of Warships and World of Tanks have both had like 2 overhauls since they've been games. And I'm going to compare them because they're the closest, because they're the war kind of MMOs. I don't care about the arcade versus slightly realistic aspect of it, let's say. Also, I'm going to pull up my video yesterday real quick. Just there was a comment on it I wanted to read in a minute. Yeah, so when I had said that, I mean, it was really stupid, but at the same time, I mean, my point's still proven. We all know that War Thunder is an extremely clunky game. I mean, like, I've seen, like, Flamu bitch about, like, the tick rate and shit in World of Warships. Like, that's some, like, insanely game-breaking issue. I'm like, wow, you can't reload the 4 Sherman guns, like, an extra 0.1 second faster? Like, wow, it's so game-breaking. Meanwhile, in War Thunder, you literally have shots that disappear into the void on a daily basis. That go, like ghost shells are like a daily occurrence for people.
I literally had a match in the Atlanta where every salvo was ghost shelling.
I mean, it's even worse than Naval too, when some of them
like,
just straight up don't register. But like,
it was a good.
But like, my point is that like, I mean, they think they have it bad and want World of Warships. I mean, we physically have. I mean, yesterday I think I clipped it. My shadow play broke today, so I couldn't clip anything. But I was in the TAM, and I fired at an Abrams on the move, and I saw it hit him. As the game stopped and rubber banded for a minute, it basically absorbed my shot into the void, and then after the rubber band, which I had said something in chat after I had died to this Abrams because he followed up by shooting me, even though I had the first shot off, and it went right into his turret ring. Would have disabled him if the server was fine, of course. But and I wasn't the only one in the match. I mean, I was playing with. It was the Tempers here, and I mean, it was literally happening to everybody in the match. Like, it was the with the servers. It's like we have legitimate issues, like where in War Thunder, I mean, like in World of Warships and WoT, you have a health pool. There are some tanks that can one shot, like derp guns and stuff, yeah, but it's just like in War Thunder, it is legitimately a shoot first thing in some cases, and the server or a little and it might not even be like a whole server rubber banding. It could just be particularly for like a millisecond. There's something wrong with the netcode or something, and you get a ghost shell and it screws you over. I mean, this has been a daily occurrence for years. I mean, ever since ground was actually, let's go back before ground was added. We all know what sparks were. Even in the old props, there were problems. There were sparks. I don't get sparks anymore in props. I haven't seen sparks in really forever. I think they kind of fixed the sparks issue when they changed how they balanced machine guns and cannons. But now it's ghost shells and ground most of the time, or even naval. It's like the game. I'm still right about that. The game intrinsically, it doesn't matter how many little shadow changes they make or they upgrade the textures, which, by the way, I'm playing War Thunder on the HD version. I've downloaded a 90 gigabyte game, and my textures still don't load full res half the time. I mean, it's like the game inherently is constantly being hastily developed, and they try to sell War Thunder as this like AAA quality but free to play, high detailed combat game when we've got serious coding issues internally to the game, its network, like in the servers that Gaijin utilizes, And the fucking textures. I mean, how long did we have the memory leak issue for? We're still having it because textures don't load properly.
I had that really bad when I had my 1050.
Yeah, it's like when Gaijin in air quotes overhauled the graphics engine. Was it last year or 2 years ago now? When they in air quotes overhauled it to the new Dagor, all it did was cause more problems, and it's less optimized for more people. And I mean, there was a guy on my video yesterday who commented. He said he doesn't really have a lot of these issues, and it's like some people play on lower graphic settings, and they don't notice things because they're not playing to where the game is really demanding, right? You know, or they don't have a certain setting ticked that a lot of other people do, and they could have the exact same settings, but they might change one thing, and there's a problem, right? And then you bug report things to Gaijin, and then Smith will pass them along, but they don't always get fixed. Or they say, like, I remember they said for the first couple that it's fixed, they would say that they fixed something, and they didn't fucking fix it. It was still happening. So, you know, I mean, like, that point in my Cash Cow video, I really think, of course, I really used the wrong word. I should have just said overhauled, because, yeah, I mean, rebuild is just off the cuff what I can think of. Because even overhaul, I mean, Gaijin, air quotes, overhauled the game engine a year or two ago with new graphics. And it wasn't like an overhaul for the better. Made issues worse. You know, we had the A4 crashing bug and all that kind of shit. So
The wing snap shit, oh my god.
Yeah,
like the server literally causing wing snaps.
Oh,
Yeah.
There goes the lag.
I mean, that's straight up unplayable. I mean, it's like when people say unplayable and people are the snarky retards are like, "Oh, well, you can launch the game." Like, fuck off, asshole. That's not what I'm talking about. It's like you physically got screwed over in a match in the gameplay, the game's core gameplay, because of some stupid issue. Like, you're playing RB and your wing explodes because of the server. You didn't do anything. In your eyes, you thought you were flying just fine and you were turning at a normal rate, and then the server was like, actually, no, you were pulling 2 more Gs than you thought you were. Boom goes your wing. It's like, in World of Warships, you can't just fire a salvo and it magically just goes nowhere. You know what I mean? It's like that it doesn't have that issue. Or in WoT, I mean, I haven't played WoT in years, but I'm sure WoT doesn't have the same kind of issues that War Thunder has to the same severity. I think I've seen like a Ghost Shell or 2 in WoT.
The last time I played WoT was probably a good 5-6 years ago, and I do notice back then they had like a few lag spikes here and there.
I played it not too long ago either, and it was like a smooth sailing video game.
Yeah.
Done mechanics, but that's about it.
Well, the core gameplay of WoT is something else entirely, of course, in terms of, you know, the way that they design, how aiming works and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, again, it's just War Thunder is just at a point where it's so poorly optimized, and it's like, again, when I feel like when you say poorly optimized or unplayable, people think you instantly mean like the worst of the worst. Like, they think of a game like Battlefield 2042. Like, that game is just straight up, that game was straight up unplayable on release. That game was like so fucking garbage in terms of how the actual gameplay ran. And then, of course, you know, the multitudes of issues people had with actually just straight up running the game. You know, I mean, that's like the worst of the worst. And I think when you say unplayable, or you say, what's the other word I just used? Sorry. Still waking up from my nap. But you get my point. It's like when you say that kind of stuff, people just assume the worst of the worst. And that's not really what you mean. It's just that little bit unplayable to where it's kind of like, okay, I'm not really having fun. It's out of my control. It's inconsistent.
Even just the memory leak bug made me stop playing, because after 3 matches, it became to a point where you couldn't even like.
Smeagol, remember? Smeagol just straight up said he wasn't going to make War Thunder
till it was fixed.
Yeah, arguably it's still not even fixed. Probably, I mean, it's band-aided, but it's still there. Every time I launch the game and I load up my Lightning, the F6 premium I got, it's low fucking res, like. You know, every single time. It's just kind of a joke, honestly.
I need to adjust.
And I mean, what else was there really in my my video there in the cash cow video? I mean, the community. I think the community's kind of calmed down a bit. There hasn't really been any flame wars in a while, but I think it's because they've stopped adding a lot of
The
shit.
Z19 memory.
I mean, yeah, there's stuff like that, but nothing along the lines of like when people were debating Germany, Russia, or America kind of shit, like there was, you know, even a year ago. So it's just, I mean, shit, I lost my train of thought again. But yeah, either way, you get the point what I was talking about with that. I mean, we all know it's not like a 1 or 2 person thing. I mean, on a daily occurrence, directly with content creators, I see people going, I mean, when are they gonna fix X thing? You know, it's like, or like the sounds. I mean, we all know about the sounds. The sound guy, like, I get he's probably trying his best, but at the same time, it's like, dude, there's sound mods out there that had better design with your own sound engine, and then when you overhaul the sound engine, even those mods are like fucked, you know. Like, actually, I just reinstalled Epic Thunder. I realized I forgot a line of code specifically for Epic Thunder that makes it so the gun sounds don't play on like machine guns and stuff like 10 times after you stop firing, which I gotta add back. But like, Epic Thunder as a mod is like designed for the War Thunder battle space better than the vanilla is. It's just kind of sad, really, to be honest. But yeah, like I said, like the community, like the flame wars, the constantly reing at Gaijin, I think that's kind of stopped. I don't really know why. I don't really know the cause. It just feels like it has kind of stopped. I mean, we haven't had like a real Free Abrams meme, you know.
I mean,
talking about? We got M1A1 aim.
Well, yeah, I mean that, but it's a squadron vehicle. But like, it was like it was just the typical stop adding modern squadron vehicles, and like they'll add one, like they've added the new one, the WZ-122, whatever, and people will go, "Good job, Gaijin, you didn't add a 10.7 fucking squadron vehicle," and then they'll be like, "Oh, okay, we didn't do it this game. Oh, we're good," and then they'll do it. They'll do it in 4 months or 6 months, whenever the hell they add another squadron vehicle. They'll just do it again. They'll add like a 10.7 squadron Chinese MBT or something stupid,
They're
or
really
French
going hard
MBT.
for China right now.
Yeah,
What?
China has doesn't have a lot of vehicles. They could add.
That Chinese vehicle could have been an event vehicle for this event and not a squadron vehicle, to be honest.
But honestly, it'd probably been like a main tree too, but
Yeah,
it is a WZ.
Well, the whole nomenclature thing. If Nick was here, he'd be able to explain it better. But the whole nomenclature thing is apparently wrong, wrong on it.
well, yeah, it's not an object since objects are Russian prototype designators, and it's typically WZ for Chinese.
Also, just looking at chat for a minute, Daniel. Yeah, no background footage. It's just easier for me to do these a little bit more off the cuff without having to prepare anything. I just honestly, like, I really haven't felt like playing War Thunder a lot in the past couple of months. I mean, you can see just from my record or my upload schedule. I mean, I upload a video like or stream like every 1 or 2 weeks. I really hate to say I'm burnt out on War Thunder because I don't think it's burnout. I think it's just frustration. It's like burnout to me in War Thunder is screaming literally every single match at the top of my lungs, banging my head at a wall, saying I fucking hate this game after playing it for hours on end. But that's the thing, I haven't been. You know? Like, I literally haven't been playing. I've been playing World of Warships, and I have been enjoying the hell out of that game. It's so much more of a fun game. I mean, there's some, like, fun party memes that you could do in War Thunder, but, like, they get ruined. The other day we were playing Stug 3Gs. They're really fun until you get bombed. Like, seriously. Like, World of Warships players be like, I hate carriers. It's like, bro, like, imagine dying in a destroyer, and then in the same match, that dude spawns in a carrier. That's what it fucking feels like. You know, it's just, it's not. Well, War Thunder is fun until it isn't working as intended. Which, I mean, I guess is kind of a segue into the overall part, that I've been really wanting to get at here, is like, Again, I'll ask the question to everyone watching. I mean, what, and you guys in chat too, or VC, like, what is War Thunder's focus? What is War Thunder supposed to be? What is its goal? What is Gaijin trying to do? What has Gaijin been trying to do? What is the end goal here?
Fucking around and finding out.
I think that
Honestly, you're probably the most right person here. Really.
No, I think the idea of War Thunder is a combined arms game, which I would say they did very well in the beginning. Back in like 2016, 2017, back before Naval joined. I think War Thunder is a good game, but I think they just have a lack of touch on ideas of like how really good game companies, like a really good game company would obviously listen to their their player base, and like they would take feedback from them.
They're investors, I guess.
Yes. So like they would listen to the player base, like, oh hey, we think we should have X game mode. If I was Gaijin, I'd be like, all right, let's do like kind of like a pseudo test of like kind of how like how it's optional. You know how it was like back when the Battle Royale stuff was coming out, when that was really hot. I think Gaijin would honestly benefit if they did stuff like that through like the through the in-game, like here's like the what we got going on tab, whatever the fuck, I don't know what's called.
Roadmaps? Is that what you're talking about?
Not a roadmap. It's more of like how the simulator battles, the events and tournament screen.
Oh, yeah.
I think it would be like, hey, like, I think guys would honestly benefit from saying like, hey, we're gonna try this out from X day to X day. Send us your feedback. It's gonna be in the events and tournaments tab. Have a blast. Tell us what you think or how we can improve, and then tell us how we did.
I mean, go ahead, Wolf. I'm sorry.
Which is literally what World of Warships does with half the game modes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, taking World of Warships for example, they had arms race, they had convoy, they had brawls.
Convoy was so fun, but that's
Convoy was fun, but they've had different game modes over the year, and then like the same way Gaijin uses April Fools to test certain mechanics, World of Warships uses like the Halloween mode to test. They tested subs with them, or they test different game modes. Like the Halloween one, the Battle Royale one, is kind of similar to Arms Race, because there's buffs and there's objectives, kind of sort of, while you're battling other players. It's like, and then they got successful with Arms Race, and the players received it kind of well, and I think actually in the beginning people didn't really like Arms Race. They liked the concept, but it needed work. They worked on it, and then now when you queue up for random battles, you can get into an Arms Race match. Then soon it might even be Convoy. There might, they might leave Convoy a separate mode. And War Thunder, when I said yesterday in my video, the second Gaijin tries something different and people don't like it, instead of saying, okay, well, what do you think we can improve on? Or they just say, ignore the players, let's just try to improve something else, or not ignore everyone entirely, but let's just try to improve the mode and then see what they say now in later date. They just fucking scrap it. They just scrap it. They're gone. Well, I mean, World War mode was sitting in the menu tab for what, 5 years? World War mode was sitting in the War Thunder tab from the beginning.
It fucking disappeared.
And then they came out with it. People hated that the way they designed it, and instead of Gaijin going, oh, so you don't like that you can spawn in an F4 Phantom with enough bombs to blow up the objective by one player, and there's 12 of them 2 inches from the objective. Okay, well we'll put them on an airfield, or we'll put the spawns back farther, and it'll give time for the other side to actually try and defend the convoy. Or we will restrict loadouts, because now they have a custom loadout system. They can literally do that. They can literally do that now.
I mean, yeah.
It's like, no, we're just gonna throw it out. It's like, World War mode is playing in a basic bitch pattern and firing heat at like a T-62.
That is not fun.
It was challenging and it was rewarding. I'd argue that it was fun because it was asymmetric just enough to where it could be frustrating, but if you weren't stupid, it was actually rewarding to play. Because it was somewhat historical. And of course, that was before they even had the Israeli tree. That was when we were using American vehicles. You know, now we have like the Tehran. We have Israeli native designs that are a little bit different from what they were trying to simulate. You know, so it's like World War mode was kind of successful, and then it kind of wasn't because Gaijin tried to keep it in this tiny little arena instead of using the entire like 128 by kilometer squared, whatever the fuck map that Sinai is. If you go into Sinai, there's no map border on the ground map for a very long. You can fly the entire length of the map. They utilized like not even a percentage of the map for the World War mode event when they did that. The Full to Gap one, I think I didn't play enough of that, but I think Creamy did or you guys did. The Chinese farm one or whatever it was called.
Yeah, I did.
I think that was like kind of unbalanced, wasn't it?
Shit, it was what, the Germans and Soviets? No. There's Americans and Soviets, right?
No. I believe it might have been Germans in the what was it called? Fuck. Wow. I don't remember
is it the
that
Chinese farm or the Full of Gap? Or were they... I
think it was on Eastern Europe, wasn't it? Wasn't the map on Eastern Europe? The one set was Eastern Europe and then the other was Fulda.
Yeah, you're talking about the newest one, right? I say the newest one, but
Fulda was Germany and RU, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. That one was... It was our...
But weren't the spawns placed in like a weird way? It wasn't like a conventional match. It was like weird. It was kind of like what they did with Break, where they just placed the spawns and they didn't think about like people literally spawning and then shooting at each other. They just thought people would just rush down to the caps, but people want to shoot enemy tanks.
Okay, so it was Battle of the Chinese Farm, where it was America versus Russia, but it's Israel versus Egypt.
But it would be technically the Soviets.
Yeah, I googled it real quick.
Yeah.
They got
Spawn should
tanks
be an
like
area, not a single point. Yeah, sure.
It was T-54s, 55, 62, BMPs, PT-76, Shilka, 57-2, and then MiG-17, 19, 21, IL-28, Su-7, and then the Americans had Super Mystere, A4, F4 Phantom C and D, the M48, M60, A1, and then the AMX-13, the M55.
Pretty much French.
Yeah. French and Americans.
So, well, technically it'd be considered the Israelis, but before the Israelis were added, it was them. Yeah.
Yeah, but either way, like, my point being, and then, even then, we had ARBEC, which they tried. People fucking people actually liked that, and then they just fucking threw it out. They just threw it out, and that wasn't even negatively received for the most part. It was well received. There were people that like normal ARB, which, think about it this way: in World of Warships, right? People like ranked. People like random battle. Some people don't like ranked. Some people do, right? Normal War Thunder, okay, is like random battles. EC, in the events tab, if they kept it running the entire time, would be like ranked. Or even then, they don't have to have it be around all the time. They could maybe like change it up. Like, it would be EC could run all the time, but then they change up the scenarios. They have, and don't bullshit me, Gaijin has a bunch of pre-saved missions because they have the sim ones. They still have all the historical belligerent ones. I know they fucking have them. They didn't just delete them. They just don't put them in the tab. They had that mode. Everyone loved it. And then all of a sudden, it was gone. No explanation. They didn't say why. There was no transparency because this was before I fucking bitched at them about that. You know what I mean? It was just like, why? There were so many aircraft in War Thunder now that when they had the historical belligerent ones and there was a select set of aircraft, you could still you had to have had at least one of them. Or if you're a new to player or you don't have a lot, you just play random battles, the normal RB fucking arena, You grind up to something, you get it, you take it into EC, and you play something different. That's entirely fine. It's fine. It's fine to have different game modes. I just don't understand. I want to know what Gaijin thought. I want to know if they were like, shit, it doesn't cover our bottom line because people won't buy a new premium because they're going to want to play that. Like, is that why? Is it because it didn't cover their bottom line that they removed a mode that made War Thunder fun for a lot of people that were starting to get burnt out or just getting tired of the game? You know, it's just like, it is like, why? What was the reason? I want Gaijin to say what the reason is. Literally, all they had to say was, well, blah, 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 blah. You know? If they had some tiny little micro statement that no one's ever going to fucking find, that we can barely dig up, that says something stupid, it's bullshit, alright? They just straight up removed it. They could have Error RBEC running all the time right now. They have Sim, and Sim has bot problems, and in Sim there's no icons. Imagine RBEC right now. If there was bots, all the players would just go fucking hunt the bots, and then they report them.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they're getting too much RP because they're hunting bots. Okay, people are bombing in Sim still. Is Gaijin seriously gonna nerf the rewards of every action in every game mode to the point where you can barely make any research? Because that's what they've done for the event. If you've been playing ARB for the event, you don't earn score for simply existing near enemies anymore. If you're in a dogfight, you barely earn anything for destroying ground targets. You have to kill other players to get any points.
Yeah, and you get only 700 points for it.
Yeah, you still get jack shit. So it's like,
you kill a tank, you get 200. Oh, big whoop.
You know what I mean?
Kill a gun.
It's like these are the things. I don't know why it's like, do players act? This is gonna sound like really like egotistical, but is this something I only think of? Like, is this something only like content creators are supposed to think of? When it's like, do normal players? I get people like, everyone's lives are different, right? And maybe some people don't care that much about the game as others, but like, you still play it and you're still gonna get mad, and I know you're still gonna rant about it at some point. Every fucking player needs to go and think, wait a minute, they keep nerfing rewards. What's gonna happen if I keep playing this game and they keep nerfing things that I'm trying to do to the... It's like, is there a point where I'm gonna hop on War Thunder and I want to grind out, let's say, a Spitfire that they added or something? I'm not going to be able to research it for 2 years because they've made it so impossible to earn anything. Like, you have to think about it long term. It's like, you're playing to get vehicles. What the fuck happens when Gaijin doesn't like that you're getting new vehicles and they just make it so impossible to do that?
They're either gonna add a fucking 69 million RP vehicle or fucking nerf rewards, and they always go for the latter option.
The one thing I always like to point in with this one is like let's, for example, look at the most expensive thing in the game. Well, yeah, you play a Dreadnought, you're gonna not play those Dreadnoughts for a while because, for example, you're gonna be spending 50,000 Silver Lions per death. Most people have a lineup of 3 ships in naval. That's 150 SL. I'm not making that shit in naval.
And how much? Think about it this way: how much RP it costs? 380,000 RP to get a battleship right now, right? Like a top battleship.
That's a fucking brand new T90A.
Yeah.
Like,
and how much? And how much is it in the pace of naval? How easy is it to get enough RP in a match to consistently grind a ship?
So, roughly every naval game I get, if I play my battleship, around 2,000. And that's if I'm just sitting there picking off targets left and right, my guns are so slow, I can't kill him, or, hey, look, Scharnhorst is over there shooting me, or Kronstag's over there shooting me, or Hood, out of left field, slaps me and RKOs me out of nowhere.
And boom, there goes a quarter of the cost of a ship that you're researching.
There goes me spawning in the Abrams 10 times, or what's the most expensive tank right now in the game?
I think it's still
either
the SDR 122.
Is it?
I would say either the A2 or the 122 Bravos.
Okay, Really? The 122s are only 5,000. What the fuck happened?
So
Oh, wow.
when Gaijin adds
Fuck
rank
did happen
8,
to
when
that?
Gaijin adds more Gen 4s and they add a rank 8, are they going to reduce the RP cost of every 380,000 RP vehicle you've researched in the past 2 years? Or are they going to
No.
be like, well, we're just about to screw people out of a lot of play time, but we don't fucking care because we got their money anyways? Or are they
No.
going to go, okay, you want your F-15 Sea Eagle? Research,
Here's an F-15 Alpha.
research 590,000 RP. I mean,
Shit.
isn't the M1 Squadron MBT 590,000 or something?
That's 540,000.
540,000.
540,000. It's more than all the top tier fucking vehicles.
Yeah.
I know it's Squadron RP, but like, if they did it for a Squadron vehicle, they'll do it for an injury vehicle.
Well, I think it's different for squadron vehicles because they
Yeah.
allow 20,000 like per go. So I think that's why they do that.
Until they change how they accrue them, which is what they're about to do.
But unless Gaijin finally gets their shit together and adds like a couple like MiG-29s, please Gaijin add a MiG-29.
You mentioned how hard it is, like, to grind and shit. Like, the hardest thing to grind in the game, oh my god. As I would rank, like, the highest earnings to lowest earnings, planes, if you kill planes, you're getting the highest. Tanks is next. I don't know where helicopters stem in this one.
Helicopters, if they're premium, like the Z-19, that's a fucking SL farmer.
No, like, XP wise, I'm not talking about
It's-
premiums. No premiums.
It's probably dog shit bad.
I would say, yeah, their helicopters are on par with tanks because all you're going to be doing with the helicopter is killing tanks. You're not really going to be killing airplanes. You're going to be hitting 4 kilometers out, doming the fucking tank over there. Like, gotcha, bitch!
I mean, like,
And that,
fuck. I wanted to read this comment. But before I
read
go
it.
that, I'm gonna just comment on what one person just said in chat about top tier just being CS:GO now. Top tier, like a year and a half ago, had a sweet spot to where there wasn't an insane amount of like cast spam, and the game was kind of in a decent state to where like you could actually enjoy playing top tier. For a lot of people, I mean, I'd really like to know: do more people prefer small fights, small close quarters fights, or distant engagements? Like, and it's not even distant. I mean, like 2,000 meters is nothing. It's nothing at top tier. You can cover half of Maginot really quickly. You know what I mean? It's like, and they made the small. Like, I thought with the map rotation changes, they were gonna make top tier better. No, they left in Carpathians, which is fucking retarded. It's a piece of shit map, and they added more trees, so it's easier to spawn camp from the castle for the one side, right? And then they added in small Maginot, which plays the exact same as large Maginot, except you can get shot right out of spawn. Like, instantaneously. I played it earlier this morning. I spawned in the Merkava. I drove up the hill to go to this little sniper spot. The guy next to me got sniped by a T-90. That was in 30 seconds. 30 seconds of the match starting. You couldn't even get out of... Unless you drove directly where Gaijin wants you to go to a cap, you're dead. I mean, it's like... And it plays the exact same as Long Maginot. People still fucking camp the same ridge lines, except they're closer. They camp the closer ridge lines. They play the exact same way, and it's just closer. It's more chaotic, and it's less enjoyable. Personally, I think it's less enjoyable. There was no reason for them to add a small Fulda and a small Maginot. If that was the case, if there were spots that people had a problem with on the bigger Fuldas, okay, Gaijin can fucking wall them off. They can wall them off, or they can get rid of the trees. There's the spot down by, what is it, the sea cap in the low ground, where I remember, like, bulldogs could always go sit in camp and kill everybody. That's, like, technically outside of the map. Just fucking remove the trees.
remember that one spot you can get to on Berlin where you can get out on the map border and just start killing people from spawn?
Yeah. That's dumb. I don't think you can do that anymore.
That's completely that's fixed. I think you actually start counting down if you can somehow get out of there.
Yeah, I don't think there's a vehicle in the game that beats it, but yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I'm like, just like, is that did they do something good, or what was the reason for them to do that?
If you go to like the map suggestions too, a lot of them are not even helpful with people. Like, Like, here's one that goes at 11.0 to 10.0 ground, spawn point 15 to 20 kilometers away from the center of the map. All right, that's what they want
Russian
for planes to spawn
MBTs or
at.
anti-spalling tanks, Lamau.
That's
We
not
were just
true.
having.
Not
We
true.
just
Not
shut
true.
up, Cope.
Not true.
Russia is fucking easy mode, Cope.
No,
Yes,
it's not.
because-
You're coping.
Fucking Cope. Anyways, I want to read this comment because this guy earlier commented on the video, and it was honestly like a pretty good fucking description. Also, I see Jaeger in the waiting area. I'll drag you up in a moment, Jaeger. Let me read this comment. So this guy, let me drag it forward so I can read this directly. So this one guy, I'm not gonna bring it up on screen, but you just, I guess, just go to the video. You can find the comment. There's not many. I might try to change some of the wording here because it kind of didn't make any sense. But so he said, "What is worth?" under question mark. He said, "Highly detailed assets painted onto a schizophrenic core, combined with a community that is largely trapped between extreme conflicting wills of extremist minorities," which I think he kind of means like Russia booze, swear booze. I think that's kind of what he meant by that.
Tommy booze, Freya booze,
Yeah.
Where booze.
And then he said
Freya
their dev team is overextended and unable to deal with the sheer scale of the mess they've made. I mean,
Possibly.
that's like, I don't think you can disagree with that one, Chief.
I disagree completely.
So, the game has all or almost all of the necessary assets to fix its messes, including fixing, aka spaying and neutering, the community's worst portions until it becomes incapable of resisting the harsh changes that are increasingly necessary, curtailing whineability, which I guess what I was going to replace it with when I was reading it was like curtailing like criticism, basically. Like like the real Free Abrams meme, the parts in FPE, I think is kind of what he means by that. Like the, you know what I mean? Like the actual, because he kind of gets into it afterwards. I guess I'll just keep reading. Where did I say? So curtailing whineability as a preventative measure is necessary, or the game's needed changes are always under the threat of being diluted and drowned in waterworks. If the threat of wine storms, again, shitstorms, undoing all your hard work looms in the distance, it acts to demoralize you from even bothering to seriously commit to that work at all. I guess what he's kind of saying there is Gaijin just, like I had said in my cash cow video last year, I had said, like, you know, the more players overly aggressively bitch at Gaijin, the more they just go la 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 la, don't hear you.
A lot of things they do is out of spite.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, they might genuinely do that out of spite. Because people are still gonna fucking pay money for the
Like,
game.
what was it? The
Like
armor
me.
on Issei, or not Issei, what is it called? Harna was...
Oh yeah, hang on.
Flip.
Here's a real salty Splatoon podcast moment. Creamy plays on UOQ despite having a computer more expensive than like 3 of us.
Whoa, okay, hey.
4 of us.
No. If you have a fucking issue with that, go fucking tell the competitive fucking War Thunder squadrons that beat it into you that you have to play on ultra low just to have a competitive advantage. And I fucking was
Creamy.
brainwashed into that shit. No,
if you play on
it is literally
UOQ with a
mandatory.
computer that doesn't need to be on UOQ, you're an asshole.
No,
You're
it's
a tryhard.
fucking- No,
You're
it's
not
Are you
joining
gonna
the
deny
game.
being an asshole?
for
Creamy, you don't
competitive
even
War
play
Thunder
competitive
squadrons.
anymore.
I used to still, and it's still, I still think that I'm a competitive player because I used to fucking stay up for 24-hour rotation
He's been masoned.
play
He's like Mason in
EU
Black Ops.
and US
What are the
fucking
numbers?
like competitive servers.
You tried
I
to
was
make
in
me
bed.
lower my own visual quality. Tried? Like, what the fuck? Anyways, let me keep
I
reading
got
here.
domed by a Macross.
Let me keep reading here. So yeah, like
Okay,
as I was saying, that's what he basically meant is what he's saying is Gaijin doesn't like when players create shitstorms because it kind of gets out there and people I made my cash cow video because of a couple of shitstorms that were happening. I mean, that was why I made that video, right?
One of the reasons why I think they didn't add M833 to the Abrams until, what was it, a year ago? Or 2?
The UOQ, Mason, where is it? The UOQ,
Delta-
what does it mean?
Delta, did you get my TM?
Oh man.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
He's
if we did-
contributing.
If I
Creamy
I'm-
Creamy
As y'all are
just bought the
bitching, I literally
Desert
just
Storm.
bought the 2A4 in the Desert Storm.
Oh, fuck. Gulag just said in chat, Creamy is just a washout, a shell of his former self, a cum slut to his previous masculinity.
Hey, I'm just saying, I'm a femboy.
You are a War Thunder femboy. Hop on
Still
War
look at the
Thunder.
DM. Show that to the stream.
Yeah, bet you won't show that to him. Bet you fucking won't.
I can see it right
Oh my
now.
God.
I give you consent to slander me
Alright,
publicly.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Hold on.
I
Let's
could
go to-
see the chat in
There
the
we go.
things.
We watched all the boys, so there you go. Oh fuck.
Oh, Steel, whatever you do, don't tell him about the F-14 fiasco.
Well, we
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
tell him.
he-
No.
I'm just saying, I'm like, guys, just #1 investor, guys, so, like, whatever y'all say, I'll invest.
Let's not, because if Creamy goes there, I have to go there. I'm not going there. Anyways,
Oh, man.
so let me keep. Shut up, Tempest. Let me keep
No,
reading. I'm gonna.
you guys-
Oh my
spent
god,
money on
I
this
literally
game, I
have
haven't spent
every
money
single
on it in
top tier
3
nation's
years.
tank.
Back when I
What's
actually
wrong with
cared about
you?
War Thunder, I'd fucking wail out that much. But anyways, so we'll keep reading here. So he said, at this point, I just play some matches for fun occasionally, but mostly play other games these days. I do not go beyond tier 5, not because the technology is completely unrealistic, but because the implementation of that new tech tree is new tech is so half-assed paired with obnoxious grind that I'm simply turned off. I mean, that's the part, like, I was like, shit, dude. This guy, like, speaking straight facts, you know? Because, I mean, like, it's like all the new modern vehicles, they're cool, and they're fun to, like, play in, like, custom battles. Like, when we did the Desert Storm event, I mean, I'm thankful we have these vehicles in game for shit like that. But to, like, actually play the game with half-assed mechanics, I mean, they just added radar elevation, and they didn't think about it. In ground, you can't radar lock targets at a certain altitude because you can't scan the radar that, like, it doesn't work the same way. It's broke. You know what?
I know we're in the middle of this, but there's an Anhalt super tester in my game.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That ship's
Just
fucking
Windshield
dumb.
Wolfram?
That ship's dumb.
I'll tell you how OP it is when it's done.
I know what it's OP. Anyways, again, back on topic. Okay, so then he said the existing modes all feel like closed beta modes. Enduring Confrontation is the foundation for this game's hope and future. If you want to ensure that the player base isn't spread too thin, then shut down the old and barely functional modes that date back to the game's Air CBT days already and make people move over to the new one permanently. If some extremist players who claim to love those ancient modes want to try standing in the way of progress, run them over back up, run them over their corpse again, and pave over their bodies so nobody knew they were there to begin with. But yeah, like, I mean, like, the first part of that last paragraph, I mean, it's like, I mean, you don't have to remove the old modes, you don't have to, but the fact that you're forced to play the War Thunder the same way it has been for the past ever, you know, it's like, Gaijin try new modes, some people like them, some people don't. I mean, I like Heli PvE, just as a chill, just to play War Thunder, just to get on, chill, talk about War Thunder, you know, and run around a helicopter and blow shit up. I mean, it's a chill mode. I'm glad that they took my, like, Heli PvE is in the game because of me. I mean, I made a mission, I showed them concept, I said, like, it can be done, even if it's not to the T, you can make missions, or you can make scenarios, or I said you could use Enduring Confrontation as a base for helis, and that was what they did. And it works okay. It's there. You know, it's like Gaijin, they can actually do good stuff. Like, they can actually make good game modes. Tank PvE, when they made those missions, they were okay, but they had, like, this weird, like, you could only play a Panzer III. It was like a proof of concept, and because people don't understand that they're trying to make a proof of concept, they just instantly shit on the mode and say this is bad. So, like, you can't do anything. They just removed it, and, like, we never heard of it again. Because I honestly think the War Thunder community is too sensitive to new ideas, and I think Gaijin is too sensitive to them being too sensitive.
I will say this, I do like...
What?
How many shells do you take in Challenger 2?
Enough.
21.
16? Okay,
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
taking
If you
16.
get penned in the hull, you're going to explode
I know.
anyway.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm gonna get tongue tickled in Tampa.
But
Fuck.
I will say I do like EC. They should do it for tanks. It would be amazing with tanks.
Oh yeah, that would be amazing.
There is on War Thunder Live. I participated in that test. I forget the name of the guy who made it now. I participated in that test. I think so did Iron or Median participate in it? Iron, Hirobudu did. A couple other Averic was in there. Averic was helping the guy make it, I remember. Literally a guy on who plays War Thunder, likes War Thunder, made Tank EC for them, and it's fun. I mean, you're using the ARB maps as a base, so it's mostly flat, and there's not really the same ground resistance because it's air terrain. It's not the ground terrain, which has separate or different properties. But I mean,
terrain for a tank.
I mean, like literally, it was like we play T-34s and KV-1s versus Panzer 3s and Panzer 4s and Stugs, and it was fine. It was fun. There was no aircraft involved. It was strictly tank based because of the control group, because of the number of players, right? They didn't want aircraft involved in it. I think people might not like that for World War II tanks because of the range, and a lot of people might not be good at range fights in World War II tanks. I get that, but for modern tanks, even the size of the map, it would have been perfect for the speed and there was like trees and large bushes that you could sit in. I mean, it's not perfect because those assets are meant for air, but it still worked. It was still fun. People still enjoyed it. Everyone that played it thought it was really fun. You know? But Gaijin they won't do that. They just don't. They've removed every good game mode. You know? And that's where it comes down to again. I mean, I know I kind of sound like I'm repeating myself here, but like what is the focus of War? What is War Thunder's end goal? Because when I said in yesterday's video, when they removed Battle of Britain, Berlin, Fire Swallows, Black Thursday, all of those scenarios that you could just play in custom battle, like people still played them. They were fun. I used to play them all the time, just by myself, just for something that was interesting and unique. And they just fucking removed it. Like really? So when they did that, I mean, they basically announced to the world, or announced to the player base, let's say, that they were like, okay, well, War Thunder's shifted its focus. It's now a game completely about selling you a $60 premium multiple every update, flavor of the month gameplay. It's like Gaijin advertises and prides themselves on all of these, thousands of different vehicles, and then the actual bottom line is really just kind of a cheap shot, So, and again, you guys can correct me on this in VC here. This was my opinion yesterday, and I kind of talked about it in Discord normally after I made that video. To me, again, shit, I'm going to lose my train of thought here.
I've already lost.
If War Thunder's focus, right? I'm going to use people's arguments I've seen against them. If War Thunder's focus is to add vehicles, have highly detailed, realistic, in air quotes, because the last two tiers are really there, right? If their goal is to add tons of vehicles that are realistically or somewhat historically modeled, and that's it, it's like, so you admit that the gameplay is like shit, right? Because a lot of people do not like War Thunder's gameplay. They don't like the grind. They don't like how hard it is to play some vehicles. They don't like spading vehicles. They don't like War Thunder's game modes. They don't like how domination is, or they don't like how battle is. It's like, okay, so to get all of these thousands of cool, highly detailed, realistic, modern combat, blah, 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 garbage that they fucking spew out, vehicles, okay? The actual method to obtain these vehicles is through gameplay. Okay, so we've established, right, that people think War Thunder's focus is vehicles. All right, so is the gameplay the method to obtain them, how you fucking play the game, is that good? Yes or no? I think no. Right? You guys can challenge me on this, but it's like, I think that it's not. I think that the way that War Thunder is played out, to grind thousands of hours for an exponential increase in vehicles since when all of us in this chat right now on VC, started playing, right? It's like, there used to be, like, 50 vehicles in a tech tree? Now there's, like, 100? Yeah. There's over 100?
Yeah, there's over 100. The grind itself is ridiculously long.
I know it took me when I first started 3 months to grind the entire German tech tree, and that was back when they only had the Tiger 105. And then when they added the mouse, it took me 17 days to get the mouse.
So again, to reiterate, we've established that, okay, so hypothetically or logically, because this kind of is what it seems to be, the game's focus is to obtain vehicles. Now we've gotten to the gameplay aspect. Or I should say first, the grind, right? Like, to actually get those vehicles, you have to grind them, right? So, is the grind easy? Or is it, I shouldn't say easy. Is the grind consistent or reasonable? Reasonable is the word I'm thinking of. Is the grind to get a vehicle, let's say at top tier, is it reasonable?
No.
No.
It's artificially incentivized.
Way too long. It used to be so much easier to grind out a top tier vehicle.
And then, and it's funny as me, when I was younger and I had all the time in the world after school when I played War Thunder, I couldn't believe that people were grinding like 170,000 RP out. I'm like, that takes forever. That's because I sucked at the game. I was like 14, 15. I wasn't good at War Thunder, like at all. I fucking sucked. And I was like, I don't want my M60 patent. It's going to take me forever. Shit, it would have been fucking a breeze compared to now. I mean, there was less premiums in the game and stuff like that. But even with just one premium, if you were dedicated enough, you'd get it. Right?
If you had premium time, you could grind out like a whole tree in a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Moose is here. And let me drag up Jaeger. Easy. I'm so sorry, Jaeger.
Oh, Moosey. Type baby.
I will say, back when I did it for the German tech tree, that was also without a premium or premium time. Because I didn't have money.
So, again, so now we've gotten to the grind is not reasonable. And someone in chat just said, Regs just said, it is not reasonable. All right, so we've established that it's not reasonable. Now we go on to the gameplay. Is the gameplay...
is that the grind is not even worth it if the gameplay is crap. Like, I could
like,
grind
yeah, like, it's
either
it's like swappable. It's like like, you can either talk about the grind first or the gameplay. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they tie into each other. So now, let's say we've gotten to the point with the gameplay. Does the game function to where you can be consistent in how you play and grind? No. Because we have, and then it goes down the rabbit hole. We've got bugs, we got performance. I mean, I've been having stutters every fucking day in the last week. I've been playing War Thunder. I get like this weird, like, really bad stutter every like 20 seconds, and I don't have super sample anti-aliasing on. I have all my other settings the way that they've always been, and it's weird, right? I actually think it's because I turned on VSync, but either way. Anyways, my point being, all right, so we have ghost shells. We have server issues consistently. They could be little hiccups ranging from straight up fucking rubber banding or crashes. We've had, for how long did we have the video driver hung thing? What was it, a couple of months?
That was like a long fucking time ever since 2.0, the War Thunder 2.0 shit.
They like kind of band-aided it, and then it kind of came back with Ixwa Strike, remember? I think Ixwa Strike was when it was really bad. It's like, okay. Yeah. So now we've established that the gameplay is not consistent enough for most people to grind. And it's like, and this is the next part. People can argue. I know a lot of players, a lot of them are Twitch streamers and YouTubers. They're really fucking good at War Thunder, right? But even then, every now and then, they get mad because the game is so fucking borked that they thought they didn't screw up the shot. It was or like it was something being modeled bad, like fuel tanks being overly tanky depending on tanks, or certain rounds being completely broken compared to, it's just like even the best players in War Thunder have issues that are out of their control. Right? Which all games have issues. But it's like, if the player base is consistently complaining every fucking day about this issue. They are complaining about the grind every fucking day. It doesn't matter how many premiums Gaijin sells. It doesn't matter. And this is going to all the players. This is a base take. Alright? It doesn't matter how much money you spend on the game. It doesn't matter if your entire lineup is all premiums and you have 5 years of premium time because you sucked the fucking cock of your wallet. It doesn't matter. If the game is so blatantly fucking busted to where you can't play consistently every match, it's either it works fine and everything's consistent, all the damage is consistent, every shot is the same, you kill people just fine, or you whiff a shot, and then the next game you're fucking bouncing all over the place. You fire and the shell doesn't land where you thought it was. And I'm saying this as someone who plays only strictly on the US server now. I don't play the EU server. I don't have multiple servers because I try to be as consistent as possible with the internet connection, right? It doesn't matter. I have an entire lineup of Russian premiums at 5.7. It doesn't matter if I still have a match where I did fucking nothing because the game just screwed me over. I still had shit. Right? I don't think this is an echo chamber thing. I mean, you guys are all in my Discord, but, like, people in chat, some of them have been following me for a while, or they're not even in Discord. It's like, tell me, is it an us thing? Is it an echo chamber thing? Because I don't think it is, because I see it everywhere. I see it on every Discord, on every forum, occasionally on YouTube, and a lot of the time on Twitch. When I watch War Thunder on Twitch. I don't think it's an echo chamber thing. You know what I mean? It's like the game's fucking shot.
From what I've noticed, the only major connection issue I've had was today with the Atlanta, with every shot ghost rounding, which was fucking hilarious.
You know,
sitting there firing a damn salvo at a fucking destroyer, and I'm like, oh, neat.
Remember New Power? Everything turned into 90s arcade objects? Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the, like, fucking boxy textures
I was in Chads during those days. I hated my life.
That also brought Rainbow Road occasionally.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know, like the sun just, like, had a bunch of rays coming down.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing those bugs. I remember when my water was green. The water was green. The texture for water was completely broke. It was just a green lake. I looked like it was like the surface of like a freaking planet from Space Engineers.
Here, Steel, if you want some background footage, I'm streaming. If you want to, like... Oh, never mind, I can't. Oh.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I was about to say, if they want background footage, I can play.
No one wants to see your
I think Wolfram went to bed. Yeah, alright.
Yeah, he did.
Shame. Alright. Well, yeah, okay. So, yeah, Spartan just said, oh, by the way, hi, buddy. I saw your video yesterday. I saw you gave me a R in the comment. 1 minute, it's a string of games with perfect shots and performance. Go take a break for piss. Next minute, you come back, you have a string of complete BS for like 40 matches straight. That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, again, Moose knows, Tempest knows, you all know. What was I screaming? What was word of the year in 2021?
Bullshit.
I don't remember. I was drunk.
Consistency. It's a C word.
Oh.
Yeah.
Consistency. The game is... Yeah, cunt. The game is so... I was like, when I was playing, I remember I just got the M1A1, I think it was, or the M1A2, and I was like, I was shooting T80s in the driver's hatch, and one shot it'll fucking spall and kill everything. The next shot it goes clean through, does nothing in the same spot. It's like, where is the consistency?
I literally just had that happen while shooting at the premium Leopard.
Yeah, or like them artificially raising the commander because, oh no, God forbid we can shoot the Leopard in one shot. Oh God.
I remember.
I think they did the same to the Abrams, actually.
Fucking Leopard 2A5 first came out, and that armor value on the test server was fucking ridiculous.
Back when the T90 was, like, OP as fuck, now it gets fucking proxied by 40mm HE rounds, which is totally accurate.
You mean
for the record, by the
overpressure?
way, guys. Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I remember when there was a bug with automatic guns where if you fired enough shells at a frontal plate, you just went through. That's how I killed many IS-3s and 4s in the quali, and it was fucking funny. Remember that fucking bug? Don't know if it's still around.
Degradation, go bird.
Oh no, degradation is not in the game. That was just literally.
No, I know.
The server just didn't render the armor after a while.
Like I would, I would say like it'd be plausible for like a BMP-2M with some darts. So if it keeps hitting like the same general vicinity, it's gonna weaken it and like go through like I can see that. Or there's like fucking pixel hunter.
After a piece of armor gets hit once, it is weakened. Especially if you have substantial power coming behind the shell. Like when we talk about a dart round, holy shit. The power behind that fucking round is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said the other day with like Soviet tanks, which we can fucking agree to disagree because it still fucking happens, alright? Doesn't matter. In real life, it is consistently brought up that you shoot a Soviet tank in the side, you're either killing the turret crew or the ammo's going up. And then in War Thunder, you'll fucking shoot it, and it only kills the gunner or it only kills the commander, and the ammo is light orange. You just fired MA-29A2 through the side of a T-80. Like, what? Hello? We had an entire war. The whole Schwarzkopf. America had an entire war where we fucking ruffle stomped the most basic T-72. I don't think a little bit of relic on the side is gonna stop all of that fucking power on like a BVM, right?
Oh shit! I almost said something. I would send me to federal prison. Fuck.
You don't say that. Don't get your.
I can't say anything.
Don't make my podcast where the Americans leak something funny.
Yeah,
because we're next.
I'm trying not to be that guy right now, but I was like, well, actually, Contact 5 does X, Y, and Z.
Creamy, just shut the fuck up, Creamy.
Creamy, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Shut up.
Creamy, shut up.
It doesn't matter. We're firing MA-29A2, my guy. All right.
We don't have MA-29A2.
Yeah, we have up to M9A2A4 round.
In the game.
I thought in War Thunder it was A2 on the M1A2.
No, we have A1.
Bullet. We have the silver bullet. What are you talking about, guy?
Or is it A1? Is it A1 or is it A2? Someone go look.
It's A1. Hold on, I'll check the M1A2. It's A2. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, we have the silver bullet.
Yeah.
So, the next funny thing is the M60 AMBT has A1, but it's not labeled A1.
Well, no, it's the export variant of the M60.
I know, it's...
And
A2 let's not go into that one again. That was a doozy of a discussion.
Yeah.
AMBT naming.
It's not an A. No, I've looked.
Helicopter.
As far as I'm concerned, the AMBT is fake and gay.
The AMBT is fake and gay. It's not World of Warships.
I've looked it up. There's nothing involving
Here we go. Here we go. Oh my god. No.
Well, actually, it was, Empress. It is real.
You know what, Creamy? You're gonna say.
I was gonna continue my rant. I was gonna segue. I was gonna say we have a war that is happening right fucking now with both sides using the same fucking tanks. They're all T-64, T-72, T-80.
They're not.
Still, the tanks aren't knocking the tanks out. It's literally
just
the fucking missiles knocking them out.
So, Creamy, you're saying if you had twins and one of them had a fucking lazy eye, they're different?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, one would be genetically inferior.
Wow.
We need to probably stop before YouTube says something.
They're twins, though, so both of them are technically genetically borked. It's just the one just got a lazy eye.
What I'm trying to say,
Creamy, save the eugenics for Epstein, okay?
No, yeah. So what I'm trying to say is that Russia and Ukraine have an entirely different school of thought of how they operate and like their military. Ukraine is adopting a more modern Western standard of equipment standards and how they operate, which is kind of.
I'm just talking strictly the tank. I'm just talking strictly the tank.
Their tanks are different. No, they are different. They have different contexts. They have different composites. They have different rounds. Well, I say different rounds. The Oplots have different rounds. They have different manufacturing standards. The Russians have Contact 5, Relic, Contact 1. Actually, very effective.
When it comes down to the nitty-gritty, they're both still basically T-Series tanks.
The whole...
No one's going to say that the ZTZs are not basically T-72s.
They're knockoff T-72s.
Our NATO and Russian like text output of like school of thought. The honor loader's a great idea. Actually, I'd say that.
They're identical twins, but one's different because it has red eyes. We call him T-90.
Dude, I'm just saying T-90s.
The other one's got a little bit more fat on the side. He's got relic bags in his pockets. One's come here, little T-72 B3. Let me give you a kiss with Saint Javelin.
Whoever the motherfucker that said I pulled out in the actually moment, go kiss your mom. Don't tell your mom you love her.
Oh, the Discord memes are too good. Just come about
I'm out of beer. Fuck.
Yeah, for real.
Creamy, stop drinking for the sake of my own live stream.
I'm out. I'm physically. I drank all my alcohol.
Oh my god.
All right.
The fact that you almost said a no, Creamy. No, you're done drinking.
I'm done. I can't.
Oh no! I almost leaked secret documents stating that we have a coffee maker in the Abrams. Oh no!
To be fair,
the British
we really should put iced coffee makers in the Abrams like the British do with their tea.
Oh yeah, turn into a 16-year-old. No.
And War Thunder. Oh no, that's not the SEP A4. It doesn't have the coffee maker on the top. Oh god. Where's my realisms?
Another problem I see in just War Thunder matches in general is people wanting and dunning. Like,
oh yeah, that's cool.
Like, you're not gonna have fun when one of your teammates gets.
My boy, this ties back into the steps we've gone through. It's part of the gameplay is why people are one and dunning because they're trying to grind and they don't want to get KA50'd.
I'm sorry, but when I'm seeing it in like. Even like mid-tier, they're not worried about KA50s at that point. Like, look, this motherfucker in an M1A1 left after 79 points. Like, dude, you could spawn in another Abrams. I was able to spawn in another fucking Abrams.
My face when Gaijin lowered the SP costs of vehicles to make it easier for players to not one and done, and they still just one and done because, guess what? Spawn points wasn't the issue, Gaijin. It's the fucking gameplay. Can I mention how I got raped by 4K 50s today in my ADATs at once?
Oh, that sounds like a good
time. I would like to also mention the fact that I was raping people.
And guess what? All the four people that were in those K50s, you want to know what they did? They spawned in like T80 BVMs and they died. They died. Wow. They didn't have a kill. They didn't have a cap. They didn't have assists. They were at the bottom of the team. They all spawned in K50s and then they were the top 4 on the enemy team.
Helicopters were a mistake, still, we know.
K52, my beloved.
Imagine if Gaijin actually came out and said, yeah, helicopters were a mistake, but we got your money. Ha, fuck you.
If they came out and removed
I'd honestly have to respect them for that. I'd be like, you got some balls saying that to your customer base.
If they removed helicopters and told people get fucked if you bought one, I would be fine with that.
If it wasn't for EA saying if you don't like it, don't play it, maybe Gaijin could have been the first to do that. If you don't like it, don't play it. Okay, asshole. Guess what? I haven't been playing it.
It's not necessarily the helicopters were a mistake more than it was. We introduced them when the highest vehicle in the game was the MBT-70, and then you had the Viper, which was from, I don't know, like 2005.
Oh, the KA-50 just got knocked out of the fucking sky by an ADATS. Kinky.
I mean, they're at least more balanced now than they were when they originally got added, and that's saying something.
I don't think they like.
I still don't like that they're in game, but you know,
there are very few things that I think were a complete fucking mistake in War Thunder.
You guys keep talking. I'm gonna go get some milk for my Oreos. Hold on.
This
talking.
All right, let's all just completely bash the crap out of them. Let's go. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
I do that on a daily basis. Pretty tired, Milton.
Wait, what? What are we doing?
I got Sue-22'd in Forest. Nice. ADATS, where the fuck? There he goes. He kills it after it kills me. Like, the fucking odds. But no, like, as I was saying, like, it doesn't matter, like, what tier. People just one and done and shit. And
yeah,
it's just fucking aggravating. Like, I'm sitting there in a naval match, or even a ground forces mid-tier. Like, this is 6-7 and shit.
Well, people I think, again, it just goes back to gameplay. Like, they haven't changed the gameplay since, the game was added. Like, if you look down at the bare bones of the game, everything is the same. You have spawn points. You have these maps that are incredibly poorly made because the map designers just make them to look pretty.
Yeah,
self-admitted on a dev blog, by the way.
Yeah, self-admitted on a dev blog. They're just made to look pretty.
For Sun City, they basically admitted that.
The funniest thing is, they used to have map reworks. They used to. They stopped after 1.65. Their introduction of the Japanese tanks. Or
no, they reworked the maps. They reworked all the CBT maps by adding more trees.
No,
any sense of decent balancing has gone out the window because they go 100% on win rates anymore instead of this vehicle should be, I don't know, roughly this powerful because it's at this time frame and blah blah blah. No, it's you have the Puma releasing at 8.3, absolutely murdering everything.
Yep.
Even though it's one of the most modern tanks in the game.
Moose, but don't even get me started on.
But Moose, it doesn't have a spike. It needs to be 1.0.
Moose. You're talking about the two of the people in here, me and Steele, who argued the Abrams should have M833 back 2-3 years ago with the Leopard 2.
Yeah, we were called retards for that.
Spinning around, literally one-shotting everything in the game, and you sit there in your Abrams. You can't fucking pen that shit with the round, even with the lower plate.
Everybody could low pen you, or just shoot you in the turret ring. You have a weak spot. You have a weak spot 3 times the size of any weak spot frontally on a Soviet tank at the time, and then they added M833, and then the Abrams got moved up in BR because M833 was instantly one-tapping every MBT. It couldn't do it before.
I just think it's hilarious how any American vehicle gets instantly nerfed the second someone calls it OP. The original Abrams, when they released the original Abrams,
actually properly modeled.
Oh my goodness, I'm getting one-tapped. I can't kill the thing.
You're forgetting the best part. There was a certain content creator I was talking with on their Discord. I'm not going to mention them. But I sit there and mentioned the Leopard 2A5 spam. He was like, what Leopard 2A5 spam? There is no spam. It was happened for 2 weeks, and then it was done.
I know that
voice. Don't mention their name. No, I'm not done. I'm not fucking done. Well, I'm sitting there
obviously Creamy X Wolf.
No, I'm sitting there going, dude, have you not noticed the fact that the Leopard 2A5's win rate is literally 80 to 90% right now? Or the fact that if I take a basic bitch Abrams M1, what did we have at that update? The M1A1? Or no, M1IP. M1IP, there we go. And I'm sitting there firing M774 at the fucking thing, and I can't even hit its turret ring. I can't even pen its upper or lower hull. And I'm sitting there going, wow, this is fucked. This happened for 2 fucking years. And he's sitting there going, it only happened for 2 weeks. And then all the Americans that spammed out the Abrams went to the Leopard 2A5.
And the best part? This ties back into Gaijin's transparency. We use Thunderskill to try and get an idea of what the fuck is going on. And then they're like, well, Thunderskill is inaccurate. It's like, okay, why don't you go ahead and release something? Anything? No? Okay, well, then when you get mad at us for using Thunderskill, suck my dick. It's literally
this is what problem I have with people. So, I sit there and use the protection analysis. People are like, that's inaccurate. And then they later go use the protection analysis, and I'm like, bitch, what the fuck?
Hey, Creamy. You just got called out. You just got called out. Alessandro said, War Thunder players are incapable to touch grass because they turn off it in the graphic settings. You're roasted.
That is actually not true. I touch grass every day. Because mainly I'm forced to.
I made an entire chart about tracking the wins of every country back at this time. And I was sitting there showing everybody this. Everybody. And, wow. It's almost like it's showing something right here. But no, people were like, no, it's from Thunderskill. And I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to gauge this? I even threw in 10 random matches with my fucking shit. And lo and behold, it showed a pattern.
Hey, yo, first 10.
First 10. Well, if you want an accurate representation.
We're not going there. No, we're not going there.
What's there?
No.
There.
Oh, we're going there.
We've explained it before.
And I'm sitting there like
I already mentioned text name. I could have gone even deeper to that. I'm not mentioning anyone else. So, no.
And the best part is, it's like when they first added these like tier 6 vehicles, it's like, okay, MBT 70. When that bitch first came out, it was fucking stomping like a motherfucker. And then like, what was it? 3-4 months later, they nerfed its
the only tank in the game above a certain battle rating that could actually go like faster than everything else in the game.
The T64A was fucking trash. I had that bitch. It was fucking trash. And then I got the Leopard 2K, and I'm like, wow.
Unless you played on Poland. I remember Poland was the only map that Russia could win at that point.
Then they added the T64B. And this was around the time they nerfed the reload of the MBT and KPZ. But wait, there's more. They added the Leopard 2K.
But wait, there's more.
They added the Leopard 2K into this bullshit. So now you're having Germany and Russia just kicking the shit in of the fucking MBT-70. But wait, it gets better. So they add the M1 Abrams.
If you buy the MBT-70 now, you'll get Russian bias 2-for-1 deal.
No. Then when they added the Abrams was clapping cheeks and shit like that, and then they decided to add the Leopard 2A4. So then the Leopard 2A4 and the Abrams are kind of balancing each other out. And what did they add with the Russians around this time? I don't remember. I really don't. What was it?
I think they still just had the T-64B.
Yeah, they still had the T-64s, and they added a T-55.
But remember they fucked with armor over the years, too, so the T-64B was still capable of eating 735.
Barely capable of eating 735s and shit. And then we're all just sitting there going, yeah, this is great. And then, off in the distance, the Leopard 2A5 just sitting there going, ha, get fucked, bitch. And we're sitting there watching that stomp for the good 2 years while Russia gets the T-80.
Yeah, was the 2A5 in the game before the M1A1?
Yeah, I think they came in at the same time.
Because I remember, they might have, because I remember in the M1A1 running around in Alaska about that time, I think it was when Alaska was in the game, and I remember just going through every T-64B and being like, wow, this is the first time I've played War Thunder as America top tier, and I've actually been able to just one-shot something without trying. Without trying. It's just,
Leopard 2A5 came in locked on, alright? So, we're getting the funny shit in this era where we get, who cares about the naval cruisers we're getting at this point? But we got the M1A1.
Do not bring up naval, no one cares.
Yeah, nobody gives up. They don't fuck about naval.
To be fair, the battleships are fucking fun if you're not in a low World War I battleship.
Doesn't matter, don't talk about naval, it's dead.
Literally every single battleship that's not American is fucking World War I.
We get the M1A1, the Leopard 2A5, Challenger 2. This is all in lockdown.
You've got Ben Shapiro mode, but War Thunder.
Yeah, right now. T-80U, a fucking T-80U. You want to know what all of these tanks have in common that are not the M1A1? These tanks are from 1993, except for the Challenger 2. The Challenger 2 didn't come out in 93. And the M1A1 came out in 87. Huh. Wow. I can see the tech gap there. Wow. Then the M1A, the regular M1 is
We can see the tech gap literally right now.
Yeah, right now. And then let's get to the modern day. Okay, let's see how many tanks are from 2016. Okay, or well, let's go early 2000s
He's
and above.
Going.
Right
He's
now.
just going.
Right
guys,
now.
when it comes to this, you just gotta let him go.
Yeah, because I'm making a point right now. Like, I'm making a fucking point. Like,
listen, guys, my facts don't care about your feelings. My statistics don't care about your algorithm. Okay, gang? All right?
The problem being, like, we have every other nation in the game, except for, I want to say the United States is the only nation without a modern 2000s main battle tank. Fuck the M60 SEP. That's an M60.
Well,
that's not a
2016
the M1A2
tank. Is, if you think about it, because
it's the 1993 main battle tank, Creamy.
Yeah, all upgrade kits are based off of the 1A2.
Just give us a SEP V3.
To have any.
Can I just mention that the M1A2 is still using Gen 1 thermal, so it's not even.
The SEP V1 got the Gen 2 thermal.
Yeah, on the CITV.
Yeah, so it's not even a SEP V1. I think they made the case for it. It has Gen 1 commander thermal.
Actually, no. I'm gonna look that up.
Okay, yeah, go look that up, Creamy.
Is it something that you can say?
I'm gonna look it up because I know a couple like defense contractor websites.
Is it something that you can say?
Yes, it's something that I can say. It's not anything that's fucking Russian or Chinese or like anything other.
Yeah. So when the Leopard 2A5 came out, the tanks we should have got with it are the M1A2 and the T90A. Those are literally all the same time bracket. But no,
290.
I'm the crazy one for going.
Actually, I hot take. I kind of enjoyed playing top tier and thought it was pretty decently balanced when they added the T72 B3. I think when they added the BVM, it just screwed everything up because it gave them the ability to have an MBT that could rival NATO MBTs in mobility. Not to the T in terms of like reverse gear, but better than all the other MBTs. I think the BVM was such an unnecessary addition to the game. I don't think it needed to be added for a while.
I think all tanks that are above, well, I'd say probably about 96,
you can't blanket it because we're at that point. But what I'm saying is that the BVM did not need. It was the only MBT. It's still the only MBT in War Thunder I think that didn't need to be in the game. Genuinely, I don't think it needed to be in the game at all.
We didn't need the 2A6, okay?
Neither. Yeah, I would honestly argue the 2A6.
I mean, in hindsight, if we didn't have a 2A6, but they still added the PL, you'd be damn right.
They should have just added the PL. Like, I'm going to be real here, Chief. Like, the 2A6 is... Like, I don't care that it's the same armor of the Leopard 2A5.
Also, Killer is tagging me in VC with PJ's video, Americans at top tier, and then a few patches later, Germans at top tier. Flavor of the month, baby. Flavor of the month to kind of just break up the fucking Ben Shapiro rant that you're going on.
I'm still going to go.
Okay, gang, listen. All right, the K-50 is definitely the most balanced helicopter in the game. My facts don't care about your feelings, okay, gang? All right?
Well,
my wife's a helicopter. My wife's a helicopter.
You're not talking fast enough.
You know, there's something I've really been thinking about when it comes to War Thunder. You know, I'm talking about the statistics. You know, the statistics that Gaijin really doesn't like to release. But, you know, I don't understand where the statistics come from. But they talk about that they have an algorithm, and I'm not going on. I'm not going on.
13% of the algorithm.
No.
Right, make the algorithm.
Nope.
They control 50% of your population.
Yeah, they should have never really
the battle rating. 13% of the algorithm controls 50% of the battle rating.
Exactly. Or no.
So bad.
Thigh gap? Yeah, I love the thigh gap.
It's saucy,
and
creamy. You're getting there.
But, yeah, like...
I'd rather have a thigh gap than a BR gap, but...
Nah.
The Leopard 2A6, the BVM, those should have never come to the game yet.
Toads.
Actually, in hindsight, too, the M1A2 as well, because they added the HC. They probably should have had the HC in the game before the A2, but that was because of the whole
APS thing. Like,
okay, we had soft kill with the T90, kill yourself, I guess. I don't know.
Honestly, as I was saying earlier, it should have been the M1A2, the T90A, and the Leopard 2A5 come in the same update. That's it. Right there. You don't have one stomping, and you don't have one getting crushed into a
Watch Gaijin just go ahead and add the T90M just because they want to.
Yeah, out of spite.
I mean, actually, literally in 3 days, they could have a dev blog and they just go T90M, and it'd just be like, why?
Oh my god,
First tier tank in the game.
Just like,
T90M. And then they randomly throw in there something.
That's how they go. That's how they really throw a shitstorm, is if they add another Russian MBT.
And then
without modernizing anything.
To mess with Spookston, they make the HSTVL a little bit more historical.
They give it a double barrel.
Exactly.
Spookston would literally, his entire room would be painted white. It'd have a new coat of paint.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Some fucking bullshit. Anyways,
I will give him credit. He does have devotion to that HSTVL.
Yeah, because again, I agreed with him. That thing was so just schizophrenically modeled that it not being 10.7 and what it was like now, except for the sprawling, that's so bullshit.
Isn't there another variant of that thing that has like a 105 or something?
I don't know, but it should get a VT round as well. But anyways, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say until I did the Ben Shapiro thing. God damn it.
We were on how the BVM and Leopard 2A6 were a mistake.
No, it was something different.
The BVM was not a mistake.
Shut up, Russia Boo. Your opinion is invalid.
I honestly, I would argue any
my face when Gaijin adds BM Oplot as a squadron vehicle for Russia.
Honestly, wouldn't mind.
Honestly, they should add. Also, the Taiwanese tank had M833 too before the actual Abrams.
What, like DM63 or whatever?
Yeah,
I think it's a slightly different round, isn't it?
Yeah,
slightly different. Yeah, it's close, but it's not actually M833. It's DM63, which is different. What?
I was double checking.
Yeah, DM63 is entirely different than DM43. I mean, M833.
I remember when they gave us the formula how they did for the pen calculations. If you did it for M833, it would equal the pen on DM63.
Well, I'll just go back and again. All right, so right now in chat, right in the stream chat, again. I'm gonna ask you. All right, I'm gonna ask you all, and again, just one more little fucking round of UNVC. What do you think War Thunder's goal is? Like, what is its end goal?
Fuck around and find out.
Other than fuck around and find out.
That's all.
Woodworm wanted to be led in. I forgot. Sorry, Woodworm. Sorry about that. Seriously, for everyone in chat, like, type in stream chat, like, just a little summary. I'll read them all out. I'll get to them. Even if they don't appear in the little text box, or whatever, on the visual stream, I'm sure you'll all just look at YouTube stream chat. Just read them out.
Thigh gap. I like where this guy's going.
At this point, I don't know. All right, that's
fuck
fair.
around, find out.
Fuck around and
Fuck
find out.
around and find out.
I truly want, because I mean, someone posted the other day in War Thunder chat. They actually had like some kind of roadmap.
Wait a minute.
Smith has said a couple times they don't really like roadmaps because they don't want to make promises, and it's like that's better than you guys just kind of just working into the void. And like that comment I read out. Sorry, Timbers, but let me just make this point.
Yeah,
that comment I read earlier when the guy said that Gaijin can't handle the mess that they've made is basically, I'm just kind of paraphrasing what he said because I don't have the comment pulled up anymore. But like, Gaijin literally exponentially has added vehicles. Let me reword that so I don't sound retarded. They have exponentially added vehicles. You know what I mean? Fucking, I said it wrong again. They've added vehicles at an exponential rate. Jesus Christ, I'm getting tired. To where like it was like, okay, well, we could fix this vehicle, we could do that, we could do this, we could do that. Now it's just like they add so many and like, remember how like even like the patches, they've gotten like more frequent. They have like, they can squeeze in a couple of like
once every
mini
3 months.
content updates.
Hey guys, you want to see something cool? We got this nice little battle cruiser that blew up real big, and then we have this jet here that you really want.
I genuinely believe that Gaijin dabbling into naval was a mistake.
So
post PT boats.
Low tier was fun, like as far as the blue water ships, like the destroyers and everything. That was good. Now it's just like if you go up into a high tier battle, if you're up against a battleship and you're in like a cruiser, you're done.
You're fucked. You're just fucked.
Unless like there's 20 Chapayevs that I got killed yesterday in my Wyoming, and they just kept pumping me with sap because they're a cruiser from the 50s.
He got nailed by fucking Hood too.
Yeah.
I got constantly set on fire to the point where I couldn't even like damage con because it took too long, and then Hood punched me once and I was dead. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm in Wyoming, dude. There's literally like an insane amount of power creep all stuffed at 6.7. I said we weren't going to talk about naval. Here we are. But
I didn't mention it this time.
I mean, I'm talking about naval because I'm using it for my point. Like, after the PT boats and stuff, which like PT boats were putting them on maps where like waves were too intense for like half of them anyways, like especially the Russian gunboats. But like PT boats and stuff, it was okay. It was like fast paced fun. Like it was alright. But like and like the XP requirements were kind of okay. But Gaijin weighs so much. I think what we found it out the other day. I remember CCs were telling me about it. The resources that it takes Gaijin to develop one battleship, it could just be, I don't want to misquote, but it was either one ship or one battleship.
It
takes
one ship.
The resources that would take them to develop 4 different ground and or air vehicles for an update.
Yeah, and these ships have like full fucking interiors too. Like holy fucking hell.
Well, like not like detailed, but like
they
their
still
compartments are modeled.
If you're in a destroyer fighting PT boats, some PT boats can kill a fucking destroyer. If you're in a destroyer fighting a cruiser, oh god.
You can still win, but
depends on the
cruiser. It requires focus fire on the cruiser though. But it's like I said the other day when I was playing naval, and Timbers remembers that I said this. I was like, naval is like spawning into an orgy.
kinky.
You literally, it's so many big ass ships like in one little tiny orgy grid square that you have to fight to get out of while getting pumped by a fucking hood or a Kronstadt. It's dumb. Naval normal. This is what I was saying earlier about like EC for like air and shit. Naval EC is the only way to play naval outside of PT boats and destroyers. Case closed.
The reason why I really don't like naval EC, and this is the only reason, is because I can't spawn on my fucking battleship first. That's it. Well, if I go play American, I can play
that's
Ha-Ha
the
Funny
beauty
Cruiser.
of EC is that if you actually play it and get enough for a BB, you can actually fucking kill something.
I do like the aspect of they do not have those 3 caps where if someone in a Ha-Ha Funny PT boat spawns in and it can just go there and cap a point. And
Gaijin, honestly, just to kill off naval, should have just thrown in the Yamato.
They're going to be throwing in the Yamato eventually. Yamato, Missouri.
Oh, there we go. We've got one. So John Doe said, add modern flashy vehicles which the community will break out their wallets for. Continuously advance the time frame of fancy new tech added so it catches a wider common denominator of customers. Literally. Like I said, when they removed all those old scenario missions, they pretty much... And even like 2.0 was kind of like a rebranding with the music and War Thunder's 2.0, it's released, and it's like... Cool.
Didn't do anything good, but you know.
You made the game run worse for like 90% of the community. Whether people may not realize it, it runs worse for everybody.
Made a good point. So War Thunder players are incapable to touch grass because they turn off in the graphics setting. So what if Gaijin's whole idea is to get people to go touch grass? Like, hear me out just from reading this guy's comment. What if they're just trying to get people to go touch grass?
Won't do it because they have to make money.
I say their parents could do that for them.
Yeah, they're just trying to like milk as much money as they can out of people
until the game is over. Basically, that's what it is.
We've already got a lot of vehicles that are literally younger than me, so like.
Yeah, like the B3
we're there.
Was 2016.
So, my favorite thing is when in the Q&A...
What else are they going to add? I mean, I saw people saying, where's the M7... on my comment yesterday, or my video yesterday, I think someone commented, they were like, I've always been wanting the M7 Priest, the Bishop...
They're not going to add that shit.
No, they've already clearly...
They will eventually. No. They've already added other howitzers in the game. It's just a matter of when can we add this so people think it's interesting. For the novelty, they will run out of vehicles. They will literally run out of vehicles
because they don't.
Eventually,
vehicles.
You will see, and it'll probably happen in the next 2 years.
2 years.
You will see dev blogs will be very far and few between. There will be less vehicles being added per update, and they might even start trying to premiumize, or they'll develop some fucking way. Wargaming did it with steel ships. And coal ships, they're going to find some way to try and milk more premiums or try to force you to convert to talisman vehicles. Like, they'll make talismaning vehicles a necessity.
Like, my favorite for World of Warships is the Alabama Black, the Tirpitz Black.
The Warbond shop is so bullshit. In World of Warships, you can play the game and you can get 2 different kinds of currencies, coal and steel, that will allow you to get 2 different kinds of ships. In War Thunder... There is no way other than stupid GE wagers to get GE for free. There's none. Unless you do the fucking free Golden Eagles app, which is not
you do
a
the
direct
events.
method.
You sell everything in advance and you buy
yeah, but then
you're with that.
Yeah, but wait, no. Can you convert the Gaijin coin to gold?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought it was the other way around. Okay, then never mind. Then I was wrong.
You're just being an idiot.
I was wrong. I forgot about the market. Because I always think about the market as Gaijin coin to... well, no. I'm dumb. Never mind. You can use Gaijin coin to buy the things. But that's like direct one-to-one currency is what I'm saying. That's not like an in-game currency.
Based off the US dollar.
That's not an in-game currency you can consistently grind throughout the year. You can make coal and steel every day you launch World of Warships. Is what my point is. Because it's still one-to-one currency.
You know what I mean? Sell trades,
I'm waiting for the day where we start getting
the market, like what I'm saying is like the market isn't like an in-game currency tool. Gaijin coin isn't an in-game currency tool. It's a localized currency for the game. As in, like, instead of just straight up using your own money out of pocket, they've found a way to turn US dollars, let's say, into their own dollar. I'm playing weird mental gymnastics with it, but you get what I'm saying. It's not like coal or steel. You can't go into World of Warships and buy coal. You can't go into World of Warships and buy steel. You can't earn ships in World of Warships to then sell for steel or coal. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how that works. I think the Gaijin remember people were saying the Gaijin market was a scam when it was getting fucking added. It is still a scam. It's just like CS:GO, fucking Steam shit, So, we already have vehicles in War Thunder which are not in service with their respective nations because they are still undergoing trials. That's true, yeah. War Thunder 2.0 for Zoomer and consumers. They will add just because of the fact that they have to keep the game monetized. What will be War Thunder future? I don't really know. Honestly. I really don't know. I genuinely think if War Thunder doesn't add EC for RB for air, they don't like keep that like a consistent mode, air is going to get air is a little bit more fast paced than ground because it's like, talking about like jets and stuff.
All people do is
but props, I see all the time, I see like Defen when he plays a prop every other day, and feedback is, okay, this is number 5,697 of why playing a prop on a map and getting flacked in the middle of the map is retarded. Eventually people are just going to get over it. I get people love War Thunder. I get there's people that are out there like that. But you're putting your balls against a cheese grater, and you're in fucking denial about it. Literally. Like when people said to me when I made my Cash Cup video and other shit, and they're like, "Oh, just don't play the game." Okay, I haven't been playing the game. I'll still fucking shit on it like I'm doing right now. Like I'll still make content and shit on it. I don't care. It's like, but it's just like, I'm not in denial about War Thunder. I'm based with my War Thunder opinion, okay? Like, I don't care. There's so many people that they know what I'm saying is fucking right, and they will just refuse to fucking believe it. There's so many people that are in denial. It's the same thing with any other fucking game out there. Humans are we're all stupid. We're all stupid creatures.
Yep.
Yeah, it's why World of Tanks and World of Warplanes are still a thing.
Yeah, Danny Human said it's like the Steam wallet. Yeah, that's basically what I was trying to say, is that it's like the Steam wallet. They will start drip feeding content. For example, this patch is only the start while USA got Gen 4 playing while everyone else is stuck. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're drip feeding it. Gaijin was doing that before they went fully modern. They were drip feeding World War II content because they weren't sure if they could the engine or whatever could handle all the modern shit. That's why it took them forever for missiles.
Like, think about it. How many of the people in this voice chat alone like the modern MBTs and shit?
Like, you mean, like them?
Yeah.
Like playing them? World War II tanks, yes.
I mean, yeah.
Like playing them more than World War II.
The other day, when I was putting the music in for that video yesterday, and I was listening to the Legacy War Thunder music, I was like, the Abrams is cool, but I literally fucking cried listening to that music because it sounded like a game. It sounded like War Thunder. I don't have the music on in the hangar anymore because it's the fucking dubstep shit, which is ironic because I like that kind of music. But like,
wow,
I don't like the new War Thunder music. I like the modern stuff in War Thunder. I think it's cool, the Abrams and all that stuff. I like playing around with them because of like modern conflicts that I can make in my missions. But like outside of that, I'd much rather play Shermans every fucking day. If there was, there's so much overlap shit, like things like there's a couple of the modern vehicles that they dabble into World War II tier, like the Bakan and all that shit is just like, what I'm saying is back, if I could go back to playing an M4 Sherman versus just Tigers, like a very select few vehicles and shit, I'd be fine.
You'd do that instantly, yeah.
I'd do it instantly. I miss I miss launching War Thunder and listening to the old Legacy music. That's half of that music is real music. That's like actually like the real, like, we have like the what do you call it? I think the main menu theme, or the one with like the opera in it, is like a real historical song. There's the other one, I think there's Beethoven's song. There's the
you mean the Legacy main team?
The what?
The Legacy main team for War Thunder.
No, not the actual main theme. There was a different one. I forget, but basically my point is that when I listen to that music, I'm like, I'd much rather play old War Thunder. Literally, I don't know if this is like a boomer thing, like a weird like kind of boomer like thought, but I think War Thunder used to look a lot better. Well, I don't know. That's just like a really big. That's like my biggest hot take ever. Is that I think War Thunder used to look better years ago. I think visually the game looked a lot cleaner. If you get what I'm saying, like the game, the anti-aliasing options and everything, the game looks kind of just overly fuzzy to me now. The textures and everything. I mean, the lighting's different, sure. The old lighting was kind of goofy, but I think War Thunder texture-wise used to look a lot better. And I did remember. I don't know if we said it in a podcast a couple years ago, but I remember one point we were discussing on Discord what I had said that. Now I'm losing my thought of it. That when they did the first couple of like Dagger overhauls, they still have old textures in there are still old textures in War Thunder, even though I think they kind of updated them, but they still look like if you go play on Sicily right now in Araby, it looks like what it used to, with a little bit more like different lighting and shadows on it. Like the texture still is like what it used to be. But like they've added new textures since then, and they never really truly completely revamped old textures. Gaijin removed high quality TAA and 8x SSAA. Yeah, and they can't even optimize 4x SSAA. So Allegra by Beethoven. Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
Me listening to like War Thunder Legacy music right
now.
Old
War Thunder still sucked in its own special way. Part of the problem is that after playing the same kind of thing with so little change, that enjoyment dries up. Yeah, but I'd argue that right now that's what War Thunder is at. I'd argue that War Thunder, by adding new shinies, is giving an illusion that it's a different game.
Wow, that's a phrase I haven't heard in a while. Holy shit.
What?
New shinies.
New shinies?
I haven't heard that in a while. What the
No,
fuck?
I'm serious. I genuinely believe that ever since they really started to go past the 60s, it's just like it's the same game. It's the illusion that it's a new game.
Well, the problem is that like for me personally, with all the new, modern vehicles, they didn't update the maps to boot. Like 90% of the maps you'll see at top tier will be like, imagine a line in 1944 or like Normandy. It's really dumb. Like they should have, when they introduced modern vehicles like the Abrams and stuff, they should have had a whole separate like
set of maps
specifically for top tier, and I still think they should have a separate
set
of maps specifically for top tier.
They used to.
Because it's really dumb having like, what is it, 16 versus 16 on Corellia with tanks that can snipe each other at like, I don't know, 5 kilometers. Not that far, but still. It's just dumb. Like, honestly.
I'm getting flashbacks to playing on Norway with all the old tracers and sounds right now. I'm going through like an LSD trip.
I think that's part of the problem why I really don't play War Thunder anymore. Like, I started playing in early 2016, and it's basically been the same game ever since then. It has not changed in the least bit. Even with all the new vehicles, new features, the gameplay is still the same. They're like the only way that it's gonna change is when they add EC. EC is the most fun that I have in War Thunder anymore.
Yeah, normal ARB doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel. I don't know what it is. It doesn't feel the same. It's because I think there's so many different. Like if you play props, there's so many different props in a match. It's like
yes
too much
no.
just like I don't know.
Like I think props are actually in a fairly decent state at the moment because they have for a while. Like,
well, I think them
removing
any really reward of doing like ground striking has made it so everyone really only plays the fighter, and it's like
that's part
really
of the problem.
Stale.
That's just for ARB in general. It doesn't matter what BR you play. If you ground strike, it's just useless. Like you could, way back then, actually like bomb bases and win a match if you were able to do it all. But then people complained about that, so they took it away, and now bombers are literally absolutely useless, which is why EC needs to become a permanent thing, and not just EC maps and regular RB, like a physical EC
I am totally
mode.
fine with meeting the people that I know have a different opinion halfway. I am totally fine with them removing those maps out of standard RB if they just gave me EC and in the event tab is like a permanent thing.
Yeah, that's literally all I want. I think like a lot of other people too. Like I'm not. Like, we aren't the only ones.
Honestly,
that want it.
I'd kind of argue that the majority of the community prefers bigger arenas. Let's just use that word.
Well,
bigger maps.
Player.
I genuinely believe that most players prefer that. I actually think it's a minority that enjoys the smaller CQB stuff. I'm talking at like higher tiers. Like I get people don't want to fucking drive a goddamn Tiger tank across Fulda. I get that. Like Fulda, Fulda's not even that era. Like M60s and T62s work better on that.
It's the squeaky wheel gets the grease, That's the problem. Like
esports players.
Yeah, like literally, you have all of these like competitive players just crying, "Oh, give me smaller maps that are on urban,
I think people get a sense of like ego. I mean, I understand these people. I don't hate them at all, but like I think they get like a sense of ego of like I see it all the time. I'm not going to say names, but it's like oh god, my mom's calling me. I'll call her back in a minute. It's constantly like, wow, I got a nuke. It's like getting a nuke in Call of Duty. Like it used to be like a flex to get a nuke in Call of Duty. It's like I don't care. I don't care. I want to enjoy the game for what it is, not chase a nuke every match. You know what I mean? Like that's
it's like if you like honestly, it kind of is just tryharding if you try and get a nuke every match. Like
I mean, hey, I want to nuke every match because they're funny.
Well, yeah, they're funny, but like you're just tryharding and it makes the game not enjoyable.
And most of the time they kill the game, even though
I
sometimes
you
the
get a
game's still
nuke
going
in naval.
on.
That would be funny. That would be really fucking funny.
Well,
except the ships can survive it. Except the destroyers.
All that means is that the battleships would win. Like if you have a battleship, you just take out a bunch of destroyers. You'd instantly win a match with a nuke.
Yeah, you would kill all the destroyers and PT boats. The battleships and cruisers are like, bitch, what happened? But if you drop a second nuke, they're done. They're done. They're gone. Bye.
I gotta swap my car out. I'll be right back. Sorry.
All right.
Just keep going, I guess.
Like,
we'll keep going
as I pointed, eventually they're going to make it completely combined arms, and that'll be the day where I'm like, no, I'm not gonna play a tank match where Skippy Doo fucking his battleship out there is going to kill me. Like no, that's not gonna be fun. I will say, however, if they had Tomahawk cruise missiles, maybe, but no. I have this obsession with Tomahawk.
Shooting down Tomahawk cruise missiles with your hard kill.
Those shoot really fast, though.
I know, right?
You're just gonna hear a whistle, and you're like, "What the fuck is that?" And it's just gonna show a Tomahawk, and we'll be right back. But no, I think the decline was really when they started adding a lot of the modern MBTs without going, "Hey, look, this is a nice tank, right? This is a nicer tank, right?"
They did April Fools, and
they're not developing the rest of the game along with adding the new vehicles. They're literally just adding new vehicles and throwing it into what they already have.
Because, as I was mentioning earlier, a bunch of like the loud vocal minority is like, add more modern shit. Add more modern shit.
Well, I'm okay if they add more modern vehicles, but you gotta change the game to boot. Like
World War when it's Iraq War and you're playing as Iraqi tanks and facing Iowa with Tomahawks.
Yeah, it's like there are actually very few like modern maps in the game, or if there
like
are
2 or 3.
If there are, quote, modern maps, you don't see them at top tier. Top tier only sees, like, Ruhr, like I said earlier, Ruhr, Normandy, Karelia, all those maps, and it just makes the gameplay really stale because you have played on those in World War II vehicles for years and years and years and years and years. So it's like just the old gameplay, but with new MBTs that are, faster, have better armor, stuff like that. Nothing's changed with the game, other than that they've added new vehicles that are better than the previous ones. Like, they need to do something as far as the maps, as far as I'm concerned, and they need to add some sort of EC to, like, naval, aircraft, and then tanks. I don't exactly know how they would do a type of EC mode for tanks, but I think that would actually be really fun. But they haven't even explored that. They're just like, no, we want to throw everyone into like one big pool and then just have like team deathmatch every single game. It's really dumb.
All right. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I moved my car out of the driveway.
But yeah, a lot of the shit we're seeing is because, as Steele was pointing out, it's like, look, we have the fucking F-14 now. And from what I'm hearing from people, it's just stomping shit in.
We have an F-14. We have RWRs that can pick up missile launch tones and don't. With a missile that can travel outside of visual range. Like, the definition of beyond visual range. Tomcats are killing each other, and they could have at least modeled the launch warning for the Tomcat, and they were like, no. So.
Yeah.
It's all over the place. I mean, I always hate, War Thunder discussions just turning into just Gaijin bad, and I try to keep it somewhat, constructive.
Do you want to know how
Unfortunately, I just don't think that they care. If Gaijin came out... Unfortunately, my video yesterday and this stream are not going to have the same kind of traction as my Cash Cow video did, unless people share it. I always hate asking for people to like and share. I feel like that's just kind of,
Still,
cringy,
I have a
seriously,
video
I genuinely mean it. I'm like, if people don't share the videos, then the opinions don't get out there. And, people can hate on me and just say that I'm coping. I don't care.
Coping.
But, those people are going to end up at some point, being the ones coping. So, copesy shit, eat my cum. I don't...
You're coping still. Quit coping.
Yeah, I'm on
that
copium.
2 days ago when I was like, come shit, killing people left and right.
You sure that just wasn't Creamy? He really likes saying
no, that was me.
What?
So,
come shit. What?
I posted a video that
I don't know what the fuck y'all been saying for the past 30 minutes. I just put my brain off like a fucking radar switch.
Creamy just turns his brain off because he's too drunk.
Yeah.
So, there's a video that perfectly explains the War Thunder community in an argument. I posted it in memes for you, Steele.
Also, I was going to read this out earlier, but John Doe had said, I don't really believe anything has substantially changed since 2014. To be truthful, it's the same core game with the same core issues, but at a faster and more modern scale where it works far less. And that's literally the simplistic crux of the issue here. Is that, and Temperus will agree with me because we were talking about the other day, literally just yesterday, it was a mistake to go, and I just said it earlier actually, but in a different way. It was just a mistake to go past the 60s.
It was without
in terms of ground air technology. The problem is that Gaijin adds air technology without figuring out the mechanics fully. I think actually was it that comment I read out earlier, or was it a different comment on that video? Someone had said that here, let me open up that video again.
Yeah.
It was a mistake in the sense that they should have added
full blast
maps and other accommodations to the game along with said modern vehicles. If they'd have done that and modern gameplay was actually a lot different than the World War II stuff, I think it probably wouldn't be as bad of a spot.
The only difference between the modern... Honestly,
I honestly think the late tier is the same as very low tier. Armor doesn't matter, but you have stabilizers. That's it.
Like, okay, yeah, now, like, for all the top tier tanks, they literally have rounds that can just lull pen any other tank wherever they want. So it doesn't matter. It's just go-karts with guns.
Go-karts with guns and stabilizers.
Yeah.
You go down to bottom tier,
thermal.
it's literally go-karts with guns.
Go-karts
They're
with
the
guns.
same, except for one has stabilizers.
Oh, that guy, the same guy I read out a comment earlier had actually commented something else. There was somebody else, I thought they had said, I kind of gave it,
Turn his brain off?
No,
the javelins
something
can't
about
walk?
that they had, I think it might have been the con, I don't remember. But basically saying, like, they add in mechanics, they add in half-assed mechanics, basically. Like, them adding the Phoenix missile without adding in any way to know that there is an active Fox 3. Like, does Gaijin not understand what a Fox 3 missile is, what it entails, and what... How, like, I said this to Koala earlier. He was talking about something in feedback, and I said something... Let me go. I want to read it quick. This kind of ties into it. Was it in this channel? Yeah. Where is it? It's something to do with top tier air, I think. Where did I fucking tag him? Oh, I said Gaijin no longer understands or seems to care that there is more to air combat than just the kill. He was talking about points in ARB, not being accrued for a maneuver kill and stuff. It's like Gaijin doesn't understand anything beyond plain fire thing, plain die. Like, everything in between or before and after that is just like, they don't account for it, is basically like what I've been trying to say. They added the Phoenix missile and didn't think about anything else about it. I mean, they sold their Tomcat. They sold hundreds of GE for it, including someone we know in this chat right now.
Yep.
But
he's proud of it.
He's proud of it.
What?
Nothing, Creamy. Nothing at all.
You see, Steel.
I know when y'all are shit talking me because all y'all agree unanimously.
It is very intellectual for someone to buy the F-14A because it provides Gaijin with money, and they should make it.
Why are you talking like a wise Japanese man?
I was trying to impersonate a certain someone.
I know.
Aced it, spaded it.
Turns his brain off so the javelins can't get a lock. You just got roasted again.
Cool.
Well, yeah, if there's no IR
ARB is PvE with PvP elements. No, it's PvP with PvE elements. 11.0 is just 1.0. Gaijin's radar system is so poorly made, I'm pretty sure pigeons with a stack of sticky notes can keep track of missiles and how they should.
I'll show you a sticky note.
Carrier pigeons are more accurate than heat-seeking missiles.
Yeah, pretty much. Not even heat-seeking. The radar-guided ones, too. It's dumb.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like I said... No, I think I scrapped that commentary from yesterday. I had said what I had deleted was... I said, like... I was hoping that when they added the F-14 Tomcat, I would have been more excited to play War Thunder, not less excited. Because I genuinely... Cope mode here. I genuinely had believed... Gaijin wouldn't have added the Phoenix missile without adding better RWR mechanics or more planes with like SBO 15 and stuff like that.
Or just adding like a decent counter to the F-14 because right now it's completely just ruining top tier. Like,
are you sure about that?
Are you sure? Its win rate is so low. I don't understand. It's 50%
really
exactly. No, I'm just kidding. Because it's both teams have Tomcats on them. That's the joke. Is that the win rate is 50% because they win and they lose.
I'm checking the Thunder skill win rate for the F-14 right now.
It's probably retarded.
It's 76% in arcade and 12 in realistic.
What? That's not right.
Thunder skill.
That's not right. What? Oh no, that's a player. That is a fucking player. What the fuck?
Mong.
There's a player named F-14. Okay, so we're looking at 59% realistic, 87 in sim, and arcade is 78.
Makes sense.
I don't see a problem here. What's the problem?
Yeah, nothing. There's nothing.
Not like the F-14's radar is so powerful; it's its own AWACS station.
There's no problem with the F-14 embossing, say.
Creamy, literally, we were playing on that small French version of like the Montmedy area of France, and it's like the smaller sim lobbies where the airfields are like, well, I don't even know how many kilometers they are, but they're really close. They're like only a couple grid skirts away. Creamy literally took off, went straight vertical, fired 4 Phoenix missiles, and killed me and another guy that were just taking off.
And then repeat.
And then just did the same. Yeah, it was just literally. It was just like, I'm just like frantically using my shit Mirage 3C radar trying to find something, and then he just boop, Phoenix missile from literally space. Like genuinely, I really couldn't believe that they added the Tomcat like this. I mean, I knew it was coming for like Top Gun for the movie, but the fact that they didn't even try to do something else.
Here's the funny thing. Oh,
really? Like, really?
Even Thunderskill agrees that going to the battleships was too far. They don't even have battleships.
Oh yeah, that's right. The F-104 ASA's RWR still doesn't tell you direction.
What was I gonna look up?
That's a meme. Adding M14, whether the environment ready or not, just because the Top Gun Maverick provides free advertisement for that plane. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I read that. Yeah. Yep. Literally.
If you want a Top Gun Maverick experience, just play DCS, honestly. It's 10 times better.
The only issue is not everybody... Shut the fuck up
before I kiss you.
I'm, again, going to tell you the based red pill take, alright? If you are willing to spend $300 to get a overpowered flavor of the month F-14, but won't for DCS, you're retarded.
No,
most people that spend money on DCS or War Thunder say, I don't want to get into DCS because it costs so much money. Asshole, you've spent how much money on your premiums and your GE and your premium time to get to a piece of shit half-ass plane? Well, it's harder because of the weapon systems. Okay, I'm a dumbass, and I know only the very basics of aircraft. I mean, I've flown one myself, and it's not hard to learn a DCS module.
I'm sorry, my PC cannot run DCS.
Even though the Air Force requires you to get a bachelor degree, it's not that fucking complicated to understand the systems of just the systems of the airplane.
No, it's actually pretty simple. I mean, a lot of the, like, if you just know the basics, the stuff in War Thunder will carry you over to DCS, to be honest, and then it's just learning the individual quirks of an airplane. Like, you know, the difference between, you know, how to get to, like, this mode in the 18 versus the 16 versus the 14.
Someone in chat is saying that they would rather play Ace Combat 7 than War Thunder.
Yeah, really. Like, I almost would at this point.
I should go fucking play that sometime.
Don't be a bitch.
Again. Oh, bitch. Dade's here. Oh, Dade, you got to explain to me. You got to explain to me the Diablo thing. Diablo Immortal. Since Diablo Immortal made as much as it did, Gaijin is likely going to add packs that are more expensive than Star Citizen. You know, this is the one thing I've actually been surprised about Gaijin, is that they haven't gone like Wargaming and added like a pack over $100.
Fair.
But like the thing is when those packs are like, they come with a lot of goodies. They come with commemorative flags and other stuff.
Well, they have packs that are over $100, but it's a bundle. You know, it's not like an individual pack.
That's what I mean. Like they aren't selling like a rank 6 premium and giving you like 10,000 golden eagles. Like if they sold you 100, even if they gave you a choice for a pack, if you could pre-order the standard like 60 or 70 and then like the 2,000 golden eagles in the premium time, or there was like one that was $100 where it would be more golden eagles or something. I think they understand that they can like manipulate people into saying like, oh well, Gaijin really hasn't charged me an arm and a leg for this pack, because people when they see $100 they're like, oh no $100 that's too much. But then they'll go buy a $60 pre-order and then buy $30 more worth of GE and spend $100.
So there was a
what? No, the fuck? You're not Timbers. You're the economics person here. Like,
what? Huh?
Doesn't that make sense?
I wasn't paying attention. I was on Thunderskill.
Okay, so what I just said is that doesn't it make some more sense that Gaijin can charge you $60 or $70 for a pre-order premium pack, instead of $100 with like even more goodies in it, because they think that the consumer will be like, oh well, $100, that's 3 digits, that's too much, I'll just go and buy the $60 premium pack, and then a couple days later they go, shit, I want some more G, and then they go and they spend $100 anyways.
So you're actually
I feel like this is like very directed towards me.
No, it's
literally not.
It just feels like it is.
So, Steel, you're actually hitting a nail on the head. So, one of the reasons why a lot of stores in the United States, at least, have, like, let's say you buy an item for $3.99. Because if you see it for $4, you're less likely to buy something if it's $4 opposed to $3.99, whatever. But when people see, like, let's say I go and buy, because I bought the A10. If I see a pack for the A10 that's $60, it's like, yeah, that seems reasonable. Now, if I go see, let's say, the A10 over there with a $100 pack, I'm like, I'm not going to buy that. Why would I buy that when I could get the cheaper option over there? It's basically, as I point to when Wargaming does their packs, like you can get the $120 pack with all of these goodies with the Tier 5 premium ship. Like, I could buy that same Tier 5 premium ship for $20 and not get all the bonuses. Because I'm just going to get the same use out of that vehicle, opposed to if I spend $100 and I still end up getting the same use. And then, as you pointed out, people are going to then just go, oh, hey, I'll just go get the $100 of GE because I need that GE. Meanwhile, the $100 pack also has the $100 of GE in it.
My Facebook, my desktop pictures, my F-14 Tomcat
people
picture I took over the
tend to not pay attention to some of the finer details. And the A10 doesn't even feel like a sound guy. I have the premium one, and it's funny as fuck, nailing some poor BMP bastard with the gun.
Chat, this is what I'm talking about. This is a screenshot I took of the Tomcat on the test server, I think it was.
It's not on the screen.
It's going to take a second to load.
It's
the desktop. And then my other one is like a A6M screenshot. Whoops. So
on the F-14, if you didn't have to go through all the fucking bullshit to get it, yeah, it'd be a great fucking plane to get.
Actually, I need to go do something really quick in my War Thunder config file. I just remembered because someone was talking about the A10. I have Epic Thunder downloaded. I forgot to add the loop sound line. That reminds me.
You're an idiot.
So I could hear, because he added like an A10 sound. I forget where. I have to ask him where. Use loop for gun sounds. Is that what the code was? I do not remember. Let me see.
Damn, boy.
Chat. You need to set up the loop line. I forget what the loop line was supposed to look like. Was it use underscore loop underscore or underscore gun? No, it wasn't that many underscores. Use loop. I don't remember. I gotta ask him. Or was it in developer build? I don't remember. I'll figure that out later. Anyways, okay. By the way, still add icons to know who's talking, since most of the time it's guessing. Oh yeah, I forgot. Wait, can I don't know how I do that. How do you add that overlay for Discord? Can I make it appear on the stream?
This is when a porn folder is popped up.
I don't know how to do that. I'm not really sure. I'd have to do like maybe like clip like a little box to show the chat or something.
Or you just
I don't remember how to do that. I'd have to figure that out eventually. We'll see. I'm sorry, I didn't think of that actually, but yeah. I'm willing to bet I could chuck a bag of cans down a flight of stairs and get better sounds than what Gaijin makes.
Yeah,
you would get the better sounds for the tracks.
I guarantee you, for jets, they just used a vacuum cleaner.
They do. They really do. There are some that sound exactly the same, and then there are others that are just like, ew, no.
Use... I thought it was that, but... I don't remember. I'll just have to ask... I thought I used to have an old config file to add that. Oh well. Let me ask him, what's that line supposed to look like? Yeah, okay, so, well, I guess before I close it out here, if you guys have any final thoughts, put them in chat, and we'll talk about them for another few minutes, and then we'll wrap it up.
Some jet engines
I gotta look. Does he have it on the Patreon page? How to install? Never mind. I'm dumb. I was right there at how to install.
You're an idiot. Bitch.
Enable mod, yes. Use loops for gun sound. Never mind. Found it. Alright, let me launch War Thunder real quick. I wanna see what the A10 sounds like.
Not to mention when it's dusk, War Thunder is more orange than Project Wingman, and the spotting nerf at the time was just awful.
I'm gonna launch War Thunder Uno Momento. Not to mention when it's dusk, War Thunder is more orange than Project Wingman and the
I just read that.
Too much orange. Very insightful yawn. Oh, now you're gonna make me yawn. Fuck you. Oh god. Why is that a thing? I don't understand.
My face when yawning is contagious.
It's not even late for you guys. It's like 1 a.m. for me.
It's 7 p.m.
Drinking for 4 hours, you get tired really quick.
When is Creamy not drinking?
I'm a pro at this.
When is he not drinking, honestly?
Well, I had to drink it all, so I can't tip myself to drink throughout the work week.
Alright,
Don't you have to work tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that drunk. I'm drinking a shitload of water too. That really pops,
you're not the
sucks
same,
out of your system.
drunkenness like yesterday.
I know yesterday I wasn't drinking any fucking water.
Come on, load up the stream. There we go. Alright.
You were having a blast. And
I was. It was fucking hilarious. I remember every bit of it.
Moose said he had to go eat dinner with his fucking mommy. You wanna know what he's doing? He's gone for like fucking 2 in the morning.
We're still
What the
streaming.
fuck are you doing? Like,
I know he's still streaming.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was telling Creamy that.
Creamy, relax.
Just chill.
Here he goes. He's going on his drunken rant.
6
When do I think they will have the MiG-29? I don't know.
Probably next update.
I love the MiG-29. You should ask me how much I love the MiG-29.
They might genuinely add a next update though, honestly. Like
either next update or the Christmas update.
You should ask me about R-73s and how they can be launched at 30 kilometers at high altitude and fucking killed.
But isn't like next update not Christmas
I'm just gonna.
update?
Oh yeah, it's full blast. All right.
I suck.
Oh, they will only add it. No, they'll add it to China.
Could you imagine?
They added the F-105 to China before the United States, so why not add? Or no,
Boost, do you want some air bomb maybe with some beeswax?
Yeah.
All right. A10 gun sound from Epic Thunder. 3, 2, 1. I guess it's better than vanilla.
Hold on.
There was a different mod that I was using for a while that I think actually had a better A10 sound.
Yeah, the only game that gets the A10 gun sound right is TWCS. No other game
Oh,
can play.
that Moose effect. TCS.
For tanks, they're going to add the Leopard 2 A6M to Germany. And Italy's going to get another Ariete for some fucking reason.
The US will not get another Abrams.
The US will get some sort of weird light tank.
Yeah, little prototype thing. Another Abrams.
Russia's gonna get another one of those weird light tanks with the big gun.
Or they'll just
give
get 90.
They're not gonna get a T-90M. They're gonna get a weird light tank with a really big gun.
No, they need more MBTs. They don't have enough.
No, they'll give
You need an SM8 with a
That's
120.
the Christmas update. The Christmas update is gonna have the MiG-29, a T-90M, a modern T-72, and fucking throwing Stalin.
Yeah, that did sound like the Black Ops 2 Death Machine.
That was in the Russian arsenal in the game right now. You know that. You realize that, right, Tempest?
What'd you say, Creamy?
The T72B3 is literally a 2017 modernization upgrade kit.
Oh no, we're gonna get something that's
what about
2020 modernization?
How?
T72.
Why is the fucking T special?
We're going to get a modern T80 along with the T90.
Tempers were already there.
It's gonna be the Invader special. The fucking
no,
Steam.
beyond what we. I'm actually gonna look up.
We'll get
Tempers, the only thing that's left would be an Armada or a T90M.
Oh no, T90M and the Armada are coming. Thank you, Steel.
No, we got a BTR with a fucking.
I think let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. I think they might actually like add the MiG-29. But also, yeah, that 810 gun set. I don't know if you guys were listening to the stream, NVC, like boosting them.
Yes.
But that sounded like an in between of the Black Ops 2 Death Machine and the BF3 810.
But get the Black.
Let me look up that. Let me look that up. Battlefield 3 810 gun. Let's see.
Hey, Creamy, do you know what the T80 Black Eagle is?
Yeah, it's a T80 UMK upgrade that was a fucking prototype.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna get for
this. Hold on, shut up. Oh no, it's got fucking. Alright, it's got Thunderstruck. I can't play it anymore. Fuck. Yeah, that sounded pretty close.
We should add the BMP T72 Terminator.
Death Machine.
No, they probably will add the Terminator at some point.
I buy that.
Terminator might come along with the T9, the MiG-29.
I still buy that.
Oh, this is zombies. Wait, hold on. Listen to the sound real quick. Come on, shoot it. No, don't skip through. Oh no, that's sped up. Fuck it, whatever. Yeah. Anyways, it's close enough. Let's see. Come on.
Death machine on standby.
It literally is.
But we won't get the M1A2
Wait. No. Shut up. Just listen to the stream. Hold on. Wait. Alright. Let me turn on my sound for War Thunder again. Alright. I'm gonna play the sound of the Death Machine and then I'm gonna fire the gun. Alright, hold on. What the fuck? I'm gonna play it at the same time as this is gonna sound like ear cancer. Hold on.
The same thing! It's the same fucking thing!
Oh my god. It's literally a 1-to-1, dude. Epic Thunder 810 sound. You'd think you would have been able to get a better sample than that. Jesus.
This is when the creator pops in and says, "No, it's not."
It's the same sound. That is.
It is amazing. Like, actually, R73s are very base.
I honestly don't think we'll see Super MBTs until next year. If I'm being honest, Killer Rose 404.
Oh, that's the Epic Thunder sound for the Bradley. Hot. There's actually, you know what's really funny? His sound mod is really nice quality, but in War Thunder, there's so many sounds that a match overlapping each other. All you hear is just explosions. There's nothing else. Also, I forgot I have DLSS on. DLSS just really, I don't know, it doesn't work. I think Enlisted looks better visually.
He's got the don't bleed sucky suck.
Bruh.
Memento.
I can't believe how fucking 1-to-1 that sound was. That was glorious. What oh, you know what's funny? Hold on. This isn't the other sound mod. Where is it? Candy's nuts. All right.
Yeah, I think the Super MBTs would probably be tier 8s if they added them.
Yeah.
Super MBTs? You mean Generation 4?
The ones with the 140s and shit.
Yeah, Generation 4 MBTs.
Are, like, past tier 7.
No, they have stated that they want to go to the T14, like in a Q&A a while ago.
I forgot. I gotta make sure that command line for the sounds actually works. Oh, well, that makes sense. It did because of the A10. Never mind. Stupid. It works.
That means at some point we're going to have a War Thunder meta of F-22 versus Su-57.
F-22 is classified as.
Am I interested in the F-4D?
They'll make it
information.
Up, Creamy.
I mean, the Skyray's cool, but I think it's going to be like the J-32. It's really not going to be that good for what the missiles it's carrying.
I'm waiting to see.
This sound, I think, wasn't this sound the sound for the 30s in War Thunder Vanilla for a while? That was that was the NR30 sound. Why do I think Gaijin is so lazy and seems to disregard the forums so much? Historical reports are never answered, or answered and never fixed.
I'd say spite.
As Arrow used to say, I never attribute anything of a Gaijin. What did he say? He said, I always
attribute it to incompetence.
He said, I never attribute it to just malice or just incompetence or something like that.
I just like to say they do things out of spite to piss people off, because that's what I do.
That's fair.
The sound sounds just really not for the 30. Also, there goes my piss poor aim with the lightning. To be fair, its guns are hard to aim anyways.
Don't be a bitch.
Will they fix IRST for the MiG-23? Is it broke? Is it actually broke? What? I don't get it.
I don't know. You used to be able to, you could like switch the size of it, but it's stuck in a large.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's odd.
What the fuck happened with that missile?
It fired at the other red top.
British.
Oh!
That's the ground.
That it is. Ay. Oh well, let me see. Alright, I want to hear, what does the NR30 sound like? Yeah, that mod, the sound mod for the Aiden sounds more like the vanilla NR30 used to. Oh, okay, maybe I was just confused. That fits the fire rate of the NR30 more than it does the Aiden. British, boom. Yeah, that was a good clip. I didn't even realize that. You said British as I exploded. That's funny. Please tell me that the 30 and the 20 don't share the same sound in this mod. When they changed the sound design or the sound engine, he had to like do everything over. Oh god.
They did that just to spite him. The Italians, the most expensive tree.
I've hit negative speed, boys. Actually, I want to hear, what does the F-104 sound like? Where to mod at? You got to subscribe to Jack Martison's Patreon to get access to the mod. I think it's kind of dumb that he's paywalled it, to be fair. I mean, Gaijin has tried so hard to screw over sound mods that paying for something that is going to always be developed constantly and always be behind the 8 ball is not really good to me, honestly.
Italian tech tree, the most expensive tree other than because haha funny.
Alright, I'll just look at like one more thing. The Russian heli.
I'll off myself pretty soon here.
Oh, I'm at 24p. Let's see, what does this sound like? This is gonna sound really funny.
Better.
Nani, brutal. Yeah, I don't know. At least he's got a more realistic helicopter sound. Well, what the fuck? Come on. Isn't this an R60M? flare sounds really cool though. Why is my stream? Is my stream really that like jittery?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Man, this is why I can't stream War Thunder. I don't know what causes that, honestly. Oh, sound just cut out. Cool. Why is my... What? Is it because of Chrome's open? That wouldn't make any sense because I'm streaming because of Chrome. It's like sometimes I stream War Thunder, it's fine, other times it's not. Is it because OBS is on like a different screen or something? That's really weird. Makes sense why I haven't streamed it in a while. Weird. Maybe it's the bit rate. Huh. Yeah, that's really weird. I'd have to figure that some other day as to why it's doing that. Let me go to settings real quick. Output 6000. No, that's kind of standard. Although it's CBR. Probably should be VBR, but I'm not really sure. Is it? Is it? Whoops. Hold on.
Alright. I got a dip. We'll talk to you all later.
Alright, see you, Moose. Now I think it's fine. Let me go into test drive real quick. Oh, still jittery. It's not saying I'm getting any dropped frames though, it's just straight up not outputting right. See, if I had this on, my stream would definitely have an issue. Odd. Wait, it might be because my War Thunder is not full screen or something? Something weird. That's also not on. Let me go to full screen real quick. I have to restart for that, but... Odd. No. Let's try the MiG-23's IRST. Alright, I guess so. What is... Let me bring up my task manager. What is my... Yeah, no, I'm stuck on that same IRST. I always thought IRST for Russian jets was the same.
I used to be able to make the box smaller. Have they changed it or not? Or was it was on purpose?
It might have been on purpose. Okay, being able to use MTI to scan this is kind of whack. Odd. I could play War Thunder totally fine, but OBS does not want to stream it well. That is very, very sad. I'd have to figure that out another day, unfortunately. Because I don't think it's actually my graphics settings. I think it's War Thunder. Oh well. Anyways, guys, that's a wrap. Been live for almost 3 hours now. I was not expecting that, but
my God, it's been 3 hours.
Yeah.
Time flies when you get drunk.
Time flies when you don't want to go to work the next day.
I like my job though.
Alrighty, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, though. I'd say that the podcast
anyway, we're gonna move on.
A little bit more successful than I was expecting it to be, discussion-wise. So, yeah. Don't know when I'll make content next, whether it'll be a video or a live stream. As always, I have the Discord link in my description if you're not in it already. We got memes, and we have drunk morons like Creamy to say stupid shit in text chat. But
shit. This ain't here.
Did you just say moo?
No, I said hey Moose. I was gonna ask him about his sister because I heard she was pregnant.
And that's exactly the kind of shit I'm talking about, boys. Doesn't even have a sister.
Hey, does. She's hot. She's a baddie.
If you leave the preview on OBS, it can cause issues. Leave the preview. I might just need to update my OBS, honestly. Adios, bichachos. Yeah. See you, cheese. And see everybody else. Thank you for tuning in again. See you guys later.